Hello, my dear peeps. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast. You don't look disabled. Um, so, yes, before we start with the whole shenanigan thing, I think I never said that. Basically, I've been uploading the episodes on the podcast. Um, and on YouTube, so you can check it out. And I think I've been uploading regularly. I think. Oh no, there's something missing, but pretty much everything is being uploaded. I think. I don't know. I just kidding. The second thing is basically, well, you can follow our socials, or Twitter when there's a lot of shit posts there that I'm very proud of doing. So yeah, here's that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to talk about things that I should not, that I cannot say because I'm not the one that is doing the presentation. I'm forbidden from doing that. But basically, you're talking about disability in intersexual lens in the while being disabled and neurodivergent in a capitalist society. That's our purpose, and that's the thing that we are doing, and that's the business. But bam, here's that. I cannot say the theme. I tried. I did. I didn't say the theme.
Dude, I was trying to address the things you were saying because you were decided to just go like, oh, let's just present our socials, and I'm like, I don't even have the link for the Twitter so that you have an idea, but that's fine. Uh, I was trying to do that. Anyway, today we're gonna talk about language policing. Basically, um, about how other people do sometimes let's say monitor the way we address certain things, sometimes in a good way, sometimes there are just things that are straight up offensive and that shouldn't be said, and we should be careful about our language, and sometimes just about people just outside the community explaining how we should use terms or not that belong to said communities. A good example of that would be terms related to disability, including slurs, when used by disabled people, being different, and the context is different from when an able person is doing them. And especially about when people uh, who are able decide to monitor how disabled people should talk about their own disabilities. And not only that, because this is intersectional and all, so we are also going to talk about the same deal, but when it's about other communities like the LGBT community and so on and so forth. Hello, Jesscat.
Oh, hello. So yeah, it's the thing that we're going to do today, and well, this started with a conversation that I had, which was a bad idea apparently, uh, with my wife. So we both used the slur. At least it's the Portuguese slur. That is probably the equivalent for the F slur. And
I mean, if you don't say the words, listen. When you said the F slur, I was like, "What the fuck is the F slur? Like, fuck? What is it? What is?" I was so confused. I don't know the words by the whatever slur. Maybe that's my problem, though.
mm, mm,
I have that problem. I don't know because like
it's going to be ironic because I'm going to defend the thesis like if I belong in a community, I should be able to use the slur. But then I just say
because
like
it
F slur.
depends. Because like it really depends. Because that's the thing. Like all words are good or evil depending on how you use them. If a community uses that slur in an empowering way, who is anyone outside that community to say that we cannot use that word?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if it's another person from the community pointing out something, like of course we should listen and all, but like when it's someone outside going like, "Oh, that's harmful to you," it's like, bro, do you think I don't know better? Come on, dude.
Yeah, because my wife and I decided to identify with that slur, and we were called out by a cishet man, and that was very interesting. And I was like, slur appropriation from someone in the community. and yeah, it just went downhill from that. Just kidding. Yeah, that was our main problem because we both identify with that slur, you know. So we didn't
In
understand.
that moment, it stops being a slur, really, because if you identify with something and you are using it to describe yourself in a way that makes you feel comfortable about yourself, to what degree is it really a slur in that moment? It really isn't. You're not offending yourself
It was
or
a
your wife.
cathartic. It was cathartic, actually, but at least for me. I don't know about my wife because actually I invited her to be here to actually, talk out of her justice, but she's not here apparently.
Because of course she isn't.
No, okay, okay. She had the sure shenanigans. Um,
Shame on her.
no, no, she wasn't. She's an band. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in a church, like or it's a choir. Sorry. Um,
So some music shenanigan.
some music shenanigan. I don't know. And so she couldn't come, but the thing is being remarked here just for posterity. At least for me, it was very cathartic because I was just very like I was in a specific mood, you know, and I just said like, oh fuck it, I'm going to identify with me being a faggot. I just said it, just said it. Well, because I think I know it's a gay man thing, but it's like when it comes to because if you're non-binary, how who can say to you that you cannot use that slur? Because, for example, I see this discourse on the word dyke, which is historically referred to lesbian women, but also non-binary people also can be identified as lesbian, and so they have all the rights to also use that word. But then they go like, but it's only reserved to lesbian women historically. But then you're
That's
being a
not true.
little.
That's not even true. Historically speaking, that's not even true. That's the thing.
Oh, enlighten me then.
Terms like dyke and butch have been historically been used by non-binary people, by trans masc people, by people of all genders. Like this new categorization of a lot of those terms is quite recent, actually, because if you talk to older queer people, they kind of don't care.
Well, if you're talking about those second wave feminists and, those people that like to pretend that trans people don't exist, they're going to make this as a discourse. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, yes,
So yeah. Um
haters will
and
hate.
yes, and I've been deep into the gender critical discourse, and it's not been a very pleasant time in my
Oh no
life.
no no no! Fuck that.
It was a very, very unpleasant time spent there.
Why
Um,
would you do that to yourself? Also, Jessica, is it better the sound now? I tried to do what you asked.
hmm.
You can go on, Heimby.
Oh, sorry. Uh, I was just lost then.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, I was basically just talking how horrendous it was actually seeing discourse, the turf discourse. Um, well, but today is going to be about a policing language, not really turf ideology.
Please not.
Please don't. No, I cannot even take this today. Um, well, actually, I noticed because I wrote a poem about that. Actually, I used here in Portugal. We have a very interesting position about how we should refer to ourselves as disabled people. Because I had to say this up
Oh
front
yeah
so I can
yeah yeah yeah
explain.
no,
So I
yeah
can
yeah.
explain the thing that I want to say is we kind of no, we don't kind of we prefer the use of person first language, which is like I am a person with disability, which is like mm,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. But only when you talk about disability, because we don't even have the a word that really translates well into disabled, because our word when you put it historically, it's like it's a deficit kind of deal more than a disability kind of deal when you translate it directly. But that thing of person first only happens with the disability kind of deal, because when you go for specifics, it's autistic person still, you know. it,
mm,
it's still you still use an adjective, like it's you still have the, because of the way the language works, the noun still comes before the adjective, but that's just a grammatical thing, but you still use an adjective,
mhm.
but not when you are talking about disability. Then suddenly it's like person with disability, and but why?
It
It's
doesn't
not
make any
consistent.
sense.
It's not consistent.
No,
But
it
then
isn't.
if you go with a consistent thing and just, you know, use an adjective like with everything else, like with um autistic or ADHD or whatever, then suddenly it's like, oh, that's not how you speak, and people inside the community will criticize you for doing that, and it's like, but I thought that the thing was to, you know, take those things that are used in an offensive way and appropriate them again, and, you know, just be kind of proud of them. Wait, is that not what we're doing here? Wait, I'm confused.
Um, yeah, it's what pisses me off as well. Because we have this debate where, you know, someone that was very remarkable and intelligent said, why we have, like, we're autistic. We consider ourselves as autistic. But then when it comes to disability, we are a person with disability. That is such a, if you're using the social model of disability, that doesn't make any sense.
Yep, yep.
And that remarkable gentleman had such a very brilliant arguments.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, but he starts with criticizing the word with the word that we have for disability itself, because we should
mhm.
even try to find a better
Oh
way
yeah,
of saying it, because the
because yeah.
our word for disability really puts the fault in the individual rather than
Hmm.
putting the fault into the system that disables the person, you know.
Hmm.
So it's like the
Yeah,
person is missing something rather than the person is not able to adapt to the environment, because but regardless of where the fault is, regardless if it's the environment or if it's in the individual, like disabled kind of has that nuance that our word does not have at all.
yeah. Because to be more clear, we use the word. I think it's more close to the English equivalent to deficiency. That is the word
Yes.
that we use to
Yeah.
disability.
Yeah.
Which deficiency comes from deficit, which
Uh-huh.
I don't think we are getting the point across here when you use the word deficiency. But
Mm-mm-mm.
that's just me. That's just being told and that gentleman. Yeah, I think
Yeah, that one
I think
cool guy.
that one cool guy and us. I think the rest. Okay. Now seriously, I am extremely opposed to that as well. Uh, because two things, we use the word deficiency and we say the person with deficiency.
Yep.
That is what we say to refer ourselves as disabled people in Portuguese. That is to put this mildly, a shit fucker that I don't agree.
Wow. You made me deaf with that one.
And I disabled told here a little bit.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes. Now I cannot. I'm not a musician anymore. I went deaf.
I put them into retirement as if they were not close to retirement already.
Oh, shut the
So
fuck up.
sorry.
It's fine.
Um, it's just because, yeah, a lot of chronic pain and disability, and a state that doesn't recognize that we live in hell, apparently. No, in all seriousness, sorry. Um, I at the time, I felt I was a little bit rebellious when I said like, why I not can call myself as deficient? Not even disabled, deficient. In Portuguese.
Yeah, but because in Portuguese you don't really. You can just say discapacitado, which would be, I guess, a more direct translation to disabled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I wanted to use deficient mesmo.
It makes
Yeah.
sense because it's the word that people call us just to make fun of us, you know.
Yes,
Uh,
that would be appropriate. That is a slur, and I wanted to appropriate. And at the time, I was thinking that, but I thought like probably I'm being told alleged lord apparently because nobody's talking about that, and I feel like I'm the only one that is talking about that, and that's embarrassing. So I should shut the fuck up.
yeah,
Yeah,
just that
and
says that you were on point with living with chronic pain being hell.
I mean, I thought it wasn't that of a hot take.
No, it
It's a
isn't.
cold take.
It
It is
isn't.
it. I mean, I don't have chronic pain. I deal with some level of fatigue, but I don't even consider it to be that significant to disable my life. Um, so I cannot really say more about that. But I know chronic hell can be hell for sure. At least from one Toad and other peeps that I've been uh, reading online talk about having chronic pain.
Well, I can confirm that it has been pretty um, disabling. Disabling. There we go.
Yeah, it is. I believe it's really disabling, and yeah. But I cannot speak over you. So
Yeah, but
well,
I
well,
was
well,
when I said shut up, it was more of a fuck you kind of deal, but lighthearted.
no. I understand. Like it was kind of a hardcore joke. Like I'm gonna put you closer to retirement. It's so bad.
Yeah, as if I'm not already, right? God.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
sucks
kind
to be
of.
me. Oh.
Okay, so and at the time I thought I could not consider it until a few weeks ago I decided to write a poem that was about going that I used the word efficient really, and it was in the very self-deprecated but also very empowering way.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! I'm so proud of that shit, and
Of
I
course you are.
shouldn't.
I
But
mean, that's the thing. In the Portuguese context, it is indeed being used against us. So I don't see any problem with using it in that way. In the sense that, like, I mean, you are using it in a way that it is empowering to you. You know.
mm,
So
mm,
I don't really see that much of an issue. Like,
it's cathartic for me. It was
of
cathartic.
course, because and this is a thing that I do see a lot, and to me I think it ends up being the main point for me in what concerns this topic is that a lot of times I see a lot of people online going way too picky about the kind of language that you can use or not, and that actually ends up gatekeeping a lot of people from their own communities because
Oh yeah,
imagine
yeah.
imagine what it is like for a person who is not as educated as others or just doesn't know as much yet, like he's still searching, he's still figuring things out, he's younger or some reason, and the entire community is like, oh, but you can't speak like that, or that's harmful, or that's this, or there's that. It gets to a point, and it's
It's
like you can't
hostile.
yeah, you can't open your mouth, and you'll have the entirety of the community saying that you cannot speak like that. And I'm like, no revolution happened with people being picky about language. It happened with people picking up bricks and throwing them at cops. So, like, why are we right now just so absolutely fixated on if a person can use this label or not? Because it goes
Mm.
to the point in which, for example, there are still, especially in older queer communities, trans men identify as lesbians
Mm.
because they grew up with the term lesbian. They were AFABs, assigned female at birth. And even if they transition, the term lesbian still makes sense to them. And it's not because the term doesn't really mean that, oh, but you are harming the lesbian community by using it. Say it's who? Why are we making a fuss about it? Oh, you are married to a trans man, therefore you cannot call yourself a lesbian. Says who? Oh, but you are attracted to this or that. You cannot use the term gay. Do you know how the term gay even came to be? It didn't really used to mean just a guy that likes another guy, but suddenly we are being so absolutely picky. And I'm giving the example of the queer community here, or the LGBT community, because it's way more noticeable in a lot of things because there's a lot of labels, and it's so absolutely maddening that you say one word that is slightly different. We are not even talking about slurs. We are not even talking about, for example, the usage of the word retarded by autistic people, which I, as an autistic person, if I have to say the word, I will say the word. If I have to call myself retarded, I will. And I will
Hmm.
not go, oh, the R word. No, I am sorry. And if someone, of course, is in the same space as me and is uncomfortable with that, I will not use it because, well, I need to respect it if the other person is uncomfortable with that word. But just like I would do with any other word, it's not because it's a special word. Because to me, that is a word that I have the right to use as much as any mentally ill or neurodivergent person. Any person with
Oh
any
yeah.
cognitive disability has a right to that word. Any person who is a physical disability has the right to the word cripple, and so on and so on. So
Wait,
who.
sorry, so sorry. I meant the word cripple. Sorry, I actually have struggled with that word because I feel I cannot use it to refer to myself because I don't have a physical disability, but
Mhm,
you
mhm.
can. So is that correct?
I,
Right?
I
That's.
I don't use it because I do not feel like I have the right to, but that's a personal thing.
Mm,
I really do not feel like I have the right to that. I feel like
mm,
that's uh taking the space of other physical disabilities.
mm, but
Personally,
you do have.
okay, but that's a personal thing. Like, once
Okay, okay.
it's and it's a question of identity, really, in the end. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, for example, I've been telling you semi-jokingly a lot of times that you are bisexual, and for a long time you didn't identify with the term. And I mean, that's your choice. I am no one to tell you.
I wanna touch a little bit on that, because that's a very interesting, since we, a very interesting thing. It's I identify with the word gay because of the
Same.
historical significance that it had on me. And don't get me wrong, I don't regret using that word for a while. It just made sense to me to identify with that word. But then I guess when I grew out of that, when I become a little discomfortable with that word, it was not the extremely uncomfortable. It's not like I think I'm kind of like I grew out of this. Kind of like it was a beautiful phase, but bye, I guess. And also because it was getting a little ridiculous with the amount of experiences I was having that were not that were not very that were not very homosexual, to be honest. So, or they were.
Sorry, I wasn't being gay enough. I lost my credentials.
Yes, I wasn't. I was even more queer than.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do identify with the term gay though, even if I am indeed bisexual.
Hmm. I don't no longer.
Makes sense. I
Bye.
stole it from you.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I just like I will like give you this beautiful time. You can use it, and I just find another one that fits me better. I still identify strong with the asexual. It's like my core identity. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's very asexual.
Let me read Jessicat's message. I've used the R slur. Not gonna say it in chat because Twitch to describe myself to people using it in a derisive way. Same with the word lame. And yeah, in the end, it's like we use these words because they were weaponized against us. Therefore, we own them. If someone uses something against us, we have the right to take those weapons and say, well, think again.
Hmm. Well, we were both called to each other. We were bullied with the word retarded, so it makes sense for us to use the word retarded.
And
For
even
Even deficient for me. Like I was called deficient several times. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it made sense for me to use it, and
Mm-hmm.
it would be outrageous if someone just say I cannot use it. And I was like, I'm sorry, I was
Why?
called that for worse reasons, so much worse reasons, and you are teaching me and calling me out for using those words to empower me. I'm sorry, but that's not very good, mate. That is not very empathetic of you.
Yeah. And the amount of people that I see, and I find this very confusing, calling disabled people ableist for using these words to refer to themselves, but not in a derogatory way. It's just like, oh, it's just a thing that I am, and I don't care if anyone comes at me, whatever. Is absolutely insane. And even when it's used as an insult, theoretically, between friends and like in specific contexts, well, if it's between disabled people, and they are using it in a kind of coping way, kind of like using you son of a bitch between each other, who is anyone to say that they can't do it? You know?
Interesting though. I because I think that this just comes to this happens to people that are trying to be alt activists. Not me. I'm not included on this. I'm not an activist in some sort.
Hmm.
I mean, kind
I
of,
do
but no.
understand the activism and like it's important and all.
But let me finish, please. Um, um, it's more like they cannot use those words so they can set up a good example, which I do understand. But it's like it depends on the context, really. Like, I mean, if you're speaking publicly, of course I'm not going to use those words. I mean, mm, but I can use privately. I was using, and I'm going to say this example earlier. I'm anti-homophobia and such. Like, I'm all for LGBTQ rights as an ally. Of course, that is the thing. As an um, yeah, of course, as an ally, for Christ's sake, as an ally for gay rights. I'm not even bisexual or anything. Anyway, um, because I was using with my wife, we were both consenting. So it depends on the context, really. Of course, I cannot use the word faggot publicly because there's a lot of people that it can be offended by that word, and that's understandable. I
Of
cannot
course.
I cannot evaluate how many people are actually offended by this, so it's better not to say. But in a private context, with two people consenting to use this word, and then some people that is not even inside the community just tells me that I should not use it. That's bad. That's not good.
I mean, it wasn't in private, because if it was in private, the person would not be able to say that.
I
But the
mean,
point is, the person is not from the community. What the fuck, dude? Shut the fuck up.
I get that they have good intentions, but no, that was not the right time and place.
Yep,
Anyway,
no, not at all.
but I'm more concerned with my with use of the words because I'm tired of saying person with disability every time that I have to write a text about disability rights. I am so glad I'm tired. It's so long. But even more than that,
Okay, but
it just
that's you just being lazy.
I'm kidding, and this is actually a joke. The thing is that is serious. I'm serious about is like it's betraying my principles. I'm all about the social disability. I'm all about identify using the identity first language, which means
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
calling disabled people autistic people, whatever. And then I had to use personal disability for some goddamn reason that I don't know. It's pretty arbitrary at this point. Nobody gave an explanation on why, because of the thing, I watched that debate and you also watched,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
I saw no one actually giving a reason
Nope,
that
no.
made sense for the use of person first language when it comes to disability. I swear to God, I'm trying to remember someone,
No, that
but
was really nothing.
nothing. It was a very like, why did they even have that debate? Like, basically, you're just like talking to each other, but not really. Like, you're just throwing arguments into the wall and sticking there, and there's no interaction between them. I'm sorry, it was kind of disappointing.
True.
I was like, yeah. That's my main criticism of the thing. And I cannot even criticize the use of that because they're going to because it's kind of like a dogma, like, oh, but you have to use it because you have to use it. That's the standard conventional term that the community likes. And did they even ask the whole community? Okay, I think no, they did ask. They did ask. I think they did ask. What were the results actually? But they actually did ask. They made a
I
survey.
don't remember. I must confess that when that was happening, it was a Zoom conference,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at a party with someone else, and I just put myself in a corner listening to it. So like my memory of it is quite foggy because I was very overwhelmed. Not gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah, no, I do remember mostly because I was watching with a friend at the time, and that friend slept. So basically, I was like, okay, I have to take notes of this, fairly, because they're not here to help me understand this thing. And from what I remember, they did a survey, and
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, they did, they did.
they did, and I answered that, and I said like
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the word incapacitado, which is the most close that I could find to disabled because I was not a fan of the word person with disability at all, and
Mm-hmm.
so and I think I don't know which word it won actually. I don't know. I thought that incapacitad was kind of like the minority choice. I think that's what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Or God, it's been a year actually. So like
Yeah, it's been a long time.
it's
I
just
I
been a long.
genuinely do not remember. And what I do remember is that when I answered the survey, I did put deficiente
Uh,
as, yeah, no, straight up, not people, not
God
person
damn it!
with
God damn it! I wish I had that courage at the time.
I just straight up did do that, but then after listening to the thing, I was like, yeah, it's a word that is in itself already kind of outdated. You know, like we should find a better word. So I do remember changing my mind about the subject during the thing. So like the
Hmm.
answer I gave at the time was not the answer I got out after the thing. So like it was useful, at least for me. I did learn
Yeah,
things.
yeah. And at the time, I was kind of like, I prefer if I had to stick with the person first language, I would prefer the incapacidad or the most close that I could find with disability because I
Yeah,
didn't like the deficiency
but
at all. Yeah.
inability and disability are still two different things, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But
And when you do that one, it still is more
yeah,
enabled rather than disabled.
yeah, at the time I was kind of like incapacidad. Yeah, it implies more that I have a limitation, and I like this more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, at the
Mm-hmm.
time, how that's how I thought, and I do have
Yeah.
limitations, and it's not like I have a
I
deficit. It's
mean,
not like
listen, yeah, it's definitely better
yeah, yeah.
than the one we use. Like, don't get me wrong,
Because
it's definitely
at
better.
the time I was thought like I have limitations. And I think just calling deficit will be like you said, just relying too much on a medical model.
Mm-hmm.
And limitations kind of like I had struggled a lot with speech loss, and
Mm-hmm.
and if you start to rely on a medical model, it means that I should treat it, I should go to speech therapy, I should speak more, I should mask, and that's terrifying for me
Yep.
because it's really the thing that I cannot really do. Um, Fight speech loss, and, and that's the thing that I've been struggling with for years, and that is the thing that people actually point out that I should work more on that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's terrifying to be honest.
Makes sense.
Because if you put in medical model, it's like I should treat this. I'm responsible for losing speech in crucial parts, in crucial moments, um, so to speak, and I should go to speech therapy. I should speak more. I should try better. I should reduce my anxiety, whatever. And when I switch to the social mod disability, for me it feels more relieving because okay, it's not my fault. It's really people expect me to speak, even though I have other means of communication that are, you have texting, you have a lot of sort of things that are communication. Let me see, alternative augmentative communication. That's the word. Um, means, and I can use them, but society doesn't approve that much. Doesn't accept that I use that so mean communication. So for me, it's cathartic when I call myself disabled. When I refer to myself as deficient, because in a way, I know this is a little twisted. Like I'm so against the medical model, and then I refer the word that is very comes very much from the medical model. I know it's very kind of thing. That's the thing. That's
Which word?
why
Sorry.
deficient.
Ah,
Um, it's a kind of contradiction, but that's why
but that's the
it's a
thing. It's
it's a very
because
specific
it was,
context.
yeah, it's specific. It's because it was weaponized against you.
Yes, because it's, and I think like, okay, it's like fine. You know what? Fine. You say that I'm deficient. Fine, I am deficient. Fine. You know what? And I like it. You know what? I like being disabled sometimes, and I
Mm-hmm.
will proudly say that I'm deficient. Whatever.
Yeah.
Deal with it. And then they were like, "Oh, do you actually you like being called that?
Yeah,
Like
because
it's
in the
no longer an
case,
insult. It's no longer an insult. It loses the power of being insulted if I start to call myself.
yeah,
It's kind of like a self own. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I am that. Yeah, I'm that, and I like it. I'm deficient, and I like it.
yeah,
Deal
yeah, yeah.
with it.
Yeah, it's particularly with the case of neurodivergencies and so on, because when you come to some or a lot of um, physical disabilities, a lot of people do not take that as part of their identity because it's something that is very debilitating, and well, they're not proud of it or anything. It's more like they have to live with it, and a lot of them just hate it, and it's okay to hate your disabilities. It doesn't have to be
Mm-hmm.
a part of your identity, and you don't have to go just put rainbows on it, like, not at all. There's no
It's
need
valid.
for that.
No, no, no.
um
Yeah, it's valid.
Jessica says something very interesting. I have limitations. My heart really wants to run away to join the proverbial circus, which for me would be working cruise ship gigs, but I just couldn't physically handle the schedule. And yeah, it's really that. And the more I've been dealing with pain, I've felt that a lot. It's like a day in which I can just walk 1-2 kilometers. It's a day in which I feel good. That's when I feel good, I can walk. That's it. And that's a thing that I used to do, just like I remember that for work, a lot of times I would um walk around uh, 14, 15 kilometers in one day, and of course I would get tired by the end of the day, but I would be fine, and that would not put me in a position of extreme pain or anything. It was just a thing that, okay, I have to push a little bit, but that's fine. And right now, that pushing a little bit, it's 2 kilometers on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels so limiting because sometimes or even doing a concert, fuck that. Like in choir concerts, we need to stand up for the entire things. And when it's like repertoire that takes like an hour, and I have to stay 1 hour up singing, it's so absolutely demanding on my body. And I just wish I could uh just do it and be a normal person there and not have to be dealing with all of this, but it's impossible. And right now I'm like, this is not going to get better. I don't think so, at least. So I really do need to work around it and find ways, because I sometimes it scares me, because I think I'm 26 and I'm
Hmm.
having this problem with even standing up and just doing my fucking job. I wonder how it's going to be in 10 years, because if it's not going to get better, I'm going to get older. It's not gonna go for the best.
I don't think that
It's kind of
fibromyalgia is a
scary.
generic. It's not. I think. I don't think that fibromyalgia is generative.
No, no, no,
So.
no, 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 no. That's not what I mean. I'm not saying that fibro gets worse. I'm saying that my body gets older, which is different.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. I mean, yeah. When I'm
Oh,
30
yeah, yeah.
something, do you think I'm still gonna have the same energy as when I'm 20 something? Huh. I wish.
No.
So yeah, that's what I
Well,
mean.
well,
He also
well.
said other things. Let me just end read and end up sorry, end reading chat. The first time I called myself disabled, I had a panic attack. The imposter syndrome was that strong. Sheesh.
Oh, that was my experience with me by being calling myself bisexual. Ha ha. Interesting.
Yes, you
It
absolutely
was
panicked.
no. No, that was very bad. I was going in a very interesting cycle there. Like I was basically, it was very interesting. Like I was slut shaming myself. I was slut shaming other people. It's
Oh god damn it, Remy. You reacted in the worst way possible to figuring out that you are indeed bisexual. It was amazing.
it was a very
God.
particular mood. It was like, no, what the fuck? No.
You got so mad at me for things I didn't even say. It was hilarious. I was like, but I didn't say any of that, and I didn't even imply that. What's wrong with you?
Well, that was kind of because when I go into a spiral, I do tend to say things beyond what they mean. It's I know I'm not blaming my disability, of course, because I should be aware that that I tend to do this, but I wasn't for some goddamn reason, and then I blame other people for happiness. It's very interesting, and I hate this. I hate having OCD sometimes because I happen to guilt trip people kind of by accident. And I
Happens to
hate
all
this.
of us.
No, it shouldn't. I should be better. Anyway, um,
Jesscat also says in pain clinics they are very big on building stamina gradually and stopping before the point where things get bad. Well,
hmm?
I hope I get good doctors because I am very unlucky with those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Toad has a very interesting experience with doctors, which
By
when I mean interesting,
interesting,
they
yeah,
even horrendous, not recommended, absolutely terrible dog shit. 0 stars.
God. I am so absolutely unlucky with doctors that like I have a friend and she's a doctor and she's a good doctor. Like she is very good and it has happened before that I needed advice and I went to her and she was very kind, was on call with me, figuring things out and all of that. And I shared with her some of the experiences I had and she could not believe what I was telling her. That's how bad my luck is. I was telling her things and she was like, but no one would do that. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I can assure you that this happened to me. It's like, I'm not doubting you. It's just so hard for me to believe because why would anyone do such a thing or talk like
Mm-hmm.
that or follow those procedures? Those do not
I'm
exist. Those are not a
curious.
thing. And
I'm
she is very kind to a fault. I'm listening to my own echo, maybe.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
What is a specialty? What is a medical specialty?
I don't. I think she's a family doctor. I am actually not sure.
Okay, okay. Because I have an interesting theory about
She
specialties.
works. She works at small health facilities and so I am assuming that she's a family doctor.
Mm-hmm. She general practitioner. Okay.
No, she is, and once again, like she was coming from a very kind point of view and very
Hmm.
hopeful and like just she is so genuinely trying to help everyone that she I guess hopes that everyone is trying to do the same kind of deal. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where she was coming from. And once again, she's a very good doctor and I've never complained about something to her or asked for advice in which I didn't feel heard with her. So there's that.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see.
But yeah, she could not believe anything that I was saying. I
Because
guess
I'm
that
surprised.
that
Because I'm
goes to show
surprised.
my bad luck.
Most healthcare professionals that also I've been encountered are kind of like they are either unaware, but they are kind, but very, very unaware,
Mm-hmm.
or they're just unempathetic.
Okay, what kind of
Those.
unaware do you mean though?
It's kind of like naive, really.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that was the word. That was the word.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because and actually, I want to touch that a little before you were reading chat. Because you're talking about a good day for you is walking 2 kilometers.
Mhm.
Well, for me, because it's a thing that I'm kind of being a little bit frightened, is sometimes I'm really concerned if I'm really hypochondriac because sometimes I feel like I'm actually making up conditions actually, but I'm kind of sus for chronic fatigue.
Mhm.
I'm kind of no not very sus but
You
kind of
are sus for chronic fatigue.
yeah.
The amount of times I've heard you complain, I am too tired, I'm always tired, is absolutely insane.
No,
So many.
because lately I've been not fatigued. It's kind of like
Because you were taking ADHD meds,
no, I'm not taking.
and you're not tired again?
No,
Oh, nice.
doesn't make any sense. I know. Um, and I guess no, because you might think it would improve with ADHD medication, but then I'm not taking, and then there's no fatigue. And then I'm taking stimulants. This chronic fatigue thing seems more reasonable, doesn't it? Uh, um, because and I think since I actually had a very intense emotional episode today, I'm very afraid that I will wake up with fatigue the next day. And I was like, and I have a good day today. I made a full meal. It's rare. I did a full meal. I did the dishes. I did my bed. I, I listen. This is nuts. I got out of my house to buy meds and buy some shit on the supermarket. I mean, this is amazing. And I was not tired. I'm surprised. This is a good day. And actually, I did shit today. And in previous days, I was writing stuff, which usually I always just like, in my bed, just like, no, not today, not today. I'm just too tired. I will sleep today. Apparently, I'm sleeping. I'm just abysmal right here. Just really surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually very surprised, and by how decent I've been in terms of physical health. Yeah, I'm very sus for chronic fatigue because it doesn't help that also one of our criteria is mind fog, which it also is an ADHD thing. So it's kind of like a little bit confusing sometimes to tell apart which thing it is. Uh,
Yeah, because it's like, is this executive dysfunction or what?
Most of the times it is because it's very overlapping. There's
Mhm.
like there's other symptoms as well. Um, but I don't have those as much. But pretty much your tiredness, like feeling tired even after sleeping 9 hours, is pretty spot on sometimes.
Mhm.
And cognitive loss of abilities as well. It's very interesting. Like cognitive loss of abilities sometimes is very hard to explain because I remember actually struggling with explaining things or just like answering a question from a professor because I was like, um, listen, I cannot really answer you, but not because I don't know the answer. Probably I know, but I cannot just reach the answer for some reason, and it's really difficult because I think that I don't know any shit. Uh, just an example of ableism in education. But we're going to talk about language policing. Why we're talking about this instead? Like,
I don't know, dude. I was already thinking that to myself, but I was just letting you do your thing.
yeah. This is my podcast right now. You shut up till you do your thing of I don't know what thing you're doing, but you do your thing.
My thing,
Existing.
my thing is telling people to fuck off, and I say whatever the hell I want, especially when it's words that uh I have the right to use, because of course I'm not going to use any words that have racial connotations. I'm white as fuck. Look at all my privilege. But like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
if
a very interesting debate as well. Because
no, I won't use them. But if people want to
mm,
use them, if people from those groups want to use them, who am I to say that? Oh, you cannot use the N word, or you
N
cannot use the
word.
J word, or you cannot use that, or this or that. I mean, who am I to say if they can use them or not? I am not them. I am not in their position.
I
I
am the
don't have the
whitest
right.
peep ever. I can't as well.
Exactly. I look like I was washed in bleach. I mean, come on.
I look like I've been dead for 2,000 years.
You're a vampire.
Yes, I'm pretty much a vampire. It's not even a joke. I'm literally a vampire.
People would kind of make fun of me because I was too white, because I didn't have that tan color. Because like being white is cool, but right now it's like if you are not, you don't have a little bit of a tan means that you're poor because you don't have the time to go to the beach. You know,
That's the thing because it used to
it's
be the
classism.
opposite.
I know. It's just classism. It's the opposite because, like, a long time ago, the royalties stood in their stayed in their palaces and whatever, and the people were working in the fields. They would get tens. But right now, it's like if you are lower class, you're gonna be in front of the computer the whole day, locked home, and if you are rich, you're gonna go on holidays and get tens. So it's just classism.
Yes, I didn't thought of that, but it makes sense. It makes all sense because I'm also extremely pale, and I also was teased by that. Like, oh, you don't go outside. What a nerd!
Oh yeah, yeah. But people would actually like the bleach joke I just said. It's really something that people would just make fun of me for. Is people would go like, "Oh, hey, it looks like you were washed in bleach," and like I now find it absolutely funny because I take pride in it, in the sense that like I don't care. It's just my skin. It's what it is,
People
and
would
it's funny.
tell me that
But
was
people
sick.
exactly. But people would say it in like extremely derogatory ways.
Oh yeah, yeah. They told me that I
My
was
skin was
sick.
too light, my hair was too dark, my eyes were too dark. It's like there's no winning, I swear. Even when you're
No.
white, there's no winning.
Yeah, because the people would say like, "You are too skinny. You look like you are dead. Like you are too pale. You are extremely skinny.
No, I
You're
actually never
you
had
have."
problems with that.
Hmm?
That's the thing people never made fun of me for, was my way, because
Hmm.
I was kind of chubby while growing up, but not like fat.
Hmm.
So people would kind of let it slide, and they never really commented on it.
Oh yeah, I was pretty kind of like anorexic looking. People would say to me this. People they called me anorexic. I'm not using that as an term for myself. I'm just using a term that people use to me. And and but that's pretty much your typical people with some image problems and an eating disorder that, well, is very related to my autism. Really, I cannot eat sometimes.
I mean, yeah, you literally have a disability that kind of
Oh,
stops
it's
you from
a.
doing
Oh
it.
yeah, and lately I also be dealing with probably I'm probably growing some level of intolerance to milk, which I try.
Dude, same. Like I this during weekends, because I didn't feel like doing toast or something, and I didn't really have like fruit or whatever to eat. I just decided to do like those baby
Hmm,
uh
milkshakes.
no, like the thing you put water and dust. It's not dust, it's powder, whatever thing, and you prepare.
Papa Cerelac.
Yes, but I don't know the equivalent in other languages. Um, so like yeah, the thing that you do for the babies to eat, and like it has milk, it has a lot of milk, and
No.
my entire system just hated it so much. It felt so good, but my entire system was dying.
Oh yeah, do you have actually? You start to burp a lot because that's my main system.
Oh no,
Okay.
no, my intestines hurt. It's not that anything happens, it's just hurt.
Oh no, because I struggle with stomach. Like my stomach just
Oh, my
cannot
stomach
take
also
it.
kind of hurts, yeah.
Not hurting. It just starts to be like. I feel like the
Gotcha.
the food gets stuck and is all like,
Wee.
and stuck in the esophagus, and
Mm-hmm.
it keeps burping, and I can like I'm not vomiting, but it kind of feels like it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like I cannot eat milk for shit. Like I cannot drink milk for shit. And I'm like, and I've been rethinking my breakfast because I used to drink, yes, drink for sure, eat cereals with milk, and so I've been always drinking tea, which is like I despise tea.
I mean, did you try vegetable drinks like rice milk and such?
No,
I mean, you need to buy the expensive ones for them to be good because the cheap ones
no,
taste like shit, but the expensive ones
no.
are good. The expensive ones
No,
are good.
I am poor. I don't know if you know this, but I'm poor. Toad.
Okay, but if you buy one of those and it lasts for 3 days, like sure, it's a little bit expensive, but it lasts
No,
for
no, 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 no,
three,
no.
four, even
I'll
more.
eat. I'll drink the tea. No, no worry.
I mean,
I
if you're
can.
anything like me, it lasts for 5 days. But
But
I
no, I do.
am,
I
I don't
make.
know.
I'm burping a lot. Like every time that and it's a hell because I burp for like for hours, and it's been like I'm so disposed.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing. Oh no no no.
Sorry, Jessica just added a quote. I can't eat milk for shit, Sir Rambo. That's such a good quote.
Because I said
Oh heck, I didn't expect that to work. Listen, I'm so glad it did. That's such a perfect quote.
I can't even.
I can't eat milk for shit. The shit we say in this podcast is insane. On an episode about language policing, this is the kind of shit we're saying. God damn it.
It makes sense.
Ah.
It's appropriate for
I
the
feel
purpose.
yes, but I feel like this is a call out, like a good kind of call out, and I'm just like, man,
No, I'm so glad because otherwise it would be lost, forgotten, you know. So that's a good thing.
content
Thank you,
TM,
Jessica.
content TM. God damn it.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a genius apparently. I should be doing marketing. Like
No, Rimbi, please don't do marketing. You suck at it.
I suck. Toad,
Eh,
Toad.
eh.
And now I'm sad. Like Toad just said that I'm suck at marketing. I cannot believe this shit. How dare they?
Yes, you
How
suck at marketing.
dare they say that I suck at marketing? I'm extremely good at it. I'm extremely good at doing bad marketing. That's the thing.
That's the same as being bad at marketing. What are you talking about?
No,
Do you have brain worms?
I do have. They're eating my brain since I was 12. I'm 30 right now.
You're 30.
13. 10.
Oh. Oh, that explains a lot of things. Damn, does that make me a pedophile? I'm sorry, I'm out of this relationship. Bye.
I'm more concerned with that explains a lot of things. Like I'm not concerned. Why do you say that explains a lot of things? I don't understand. How dare they? They are calling me immature. How dare they? They call me immature. How dare they? I am so shocked. Extremely shocked.
Rimbi said it, not me.
Now you explain me why it makes sense that I'm 13, even though I'm not. I am 16.
I actually, I'm not sure I know your age. Wait, you are. I'll get there. Fuck. I think you are 22. You might be 21.
No, I'm
Fuck.
21.
Ah, god damn it. There, I killed Rimbi. Rimbi is gone.
Wait. Please. Read my lips.
I wasn't sure if you were 4 or 5 years younger than me. I wasn't sure.
No, wait. My birthday is June 25. 25. Yeah, 25, really. 29th. And I was born in year 0. So,
Oh yeah, right. That is a
I
thing.
am 21, apparently.
Wait, no. You're 22. If you were born in year zero, you are 22.
Toad.
B.
Toad, I will kill you.
Oh, Jesus.
I could. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm fine.
I faked out for a moment, I have no idea what's going on. You know what, Jessica? Same.
Bec- because I thought like, oh, they know my age. No, no, they're not even kidding. They don't really know my age. I was kind of like, okay, that.
I was like, I was sure it would be like either 21 or 22. I just wasn't
And I
entirely
totally
sure.
like I was gonna say I'm 21, and they're going to think like, oh, they're 21. I was going like, no.
I got it first try. This isn't fair. I actually got it first try. Rude.
Okay, okay, fine.
Rude as
I'm being
fuck.
petty. I'm being extremely petty. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, Jazzcat. I'm sorry, Toad. I guess, but more sorry to Jazzcat for the confusion caused. That was caused by me.
Oh yes, Rimby is kinder to this chat than they are to me. That's
Yeah,
it. You know what? I'm gonna start policing your language. You cannot talk to me like that.
that's my language.
Yes,
Oh,
you cannot talk to
I'm.
me like that. That's
I thought
offensive.
you were. I thought you were against police, but I was wrong. Apparently, now you're being a police of language.
Yes,
Oh, I
I
cannot.
am the police. I
Okay,
got
I'm gonna
higher
find.
in this hierarchy.
I'm gonna find a word to describe yourself that is appropriate for
Jeez.
your highness.
Okay, sorry. I think my connection died. I couldn't understand shit that you said. It cut
Okay,
everything.
okay. I will use a word that is more appropriate to you, which is you're retarded.
Damn, I am so offended. I
Aren't
die.
you? Aren't you the police of language?
I am not the police of language, no.
I
I
thought
I
you
I gave up that position 1.5 seconds ago.
were. There, I did it, guys. They gave up the position. Listen, I'm not wrong. I put really totally close into retirement, and now they actually retired from the position of police of language. I did something, and I'm proud of it. So, back to the topic, because I guess we went so derailed. I mean, it's appropriate because we are HD.
That's what you say every single episode. It's like, oh, it's okay that we went off rail. I mean, it's because we're ADHD.
I just gaslight the entire audience because of our incompetence at maintaining to the same topic. I'm blaming our disabilities.
I mean, that's fair.
That's an interesting thing, you know, blaming on disabilities. Because I think my experience with people that are not disabled is like they think that I'm blaming my own disabilities for doing something that's related to my disability, and that's very annoying. For example, ADHD, they thought that I cannot do the dishes because I'm being lazy, and then I say like, no, I have too much executive dysfunction and too fatigue. They think that I'm still making up, and it's not my disability, and I'm just playing my disability. And even I got someone tell me that actually my psychiatry was wrong about the diagnosis. Probably I don't have any condition.
Oh, that happens to me every time because I look so normal, and it's
It's
like,
so painful. For me, it's not.
oh,
For me, it's not looking normal. For me, it's really like this person has a very narrative about me, and that I'm not very hardworking person, whatever. That I'm not a very good person, and
mm-hmm.
so they create this narrative that my condition is not real. So it's very
Jesus.
yeah. Sometimes if the person gets into this point of irrationality, which is caused by the intense emotion the intense rage that they feel sometimes that the person feels sometimes, because they cannot regulate themselves apparently. Yeah, they think that the condition, I'm just blaming my own condition for the fact that I cannot do the house chores sometimes. I mean, most of the times. Yeah. That happened today.
I mean, listen, my own household has a lot of internalized ableism, like hardcore, to the point that it's like I told my mom that because like before I said anything, it was absolutely awful. But I told my mom not too long ago that the doctor that saw me at the physiotherapy center asked my family doctor to pursue the possibility of a fibromyalgia diagnosis.
Hmm.
And I said that to my mom, and my mom at first she was a little bit shocked, and I was like, "Oh, but that's a life condition. I mean, it's not something that goes away." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm perfectly aware of that. I suspect that that's the case for a while now. So, I mean, you're not telling me anything new." And like at first, she seemed understanding and all of that, but very quickly it went to the norm of why aren't you doing that, you need to be doing that, and you need to be doing that, and you need to be doing that. And it's like it's already hard enough, or it used to be hard enough even growing up with my executive dysfunction, because I cannot do things if people are constantly behind me telling me to do things. It's not that I don't do them, I'm actually pretty hardworking overall. And the reason why I'm saying this is because like when I'm for example at one of my partner's places, if I when I'm at their place, if I see something out of the place, my first instinct is to try to put things as I think they should be, try to cook, try to organize things. It's just a lot of times I don't have the energy to do them, but my first urge is to do them, and if I start doing them, I will do them nonstop because
Hmm.
I don't
Oh,
have
say.
but because I don't
Oh,
have
that's so
no
same.
one, I don't have anyone behind me telling me that I should be doing things and that I have to be doing those same things in a certain way. Because what fucks me up, sometimes it's not that I have to do a task, it's that I have
Mhm.
to do that task in a very particular way, when they want and the way they want it. And I have to figure it out myself, exactly what the fucking protocol is. And it's like, how am I supposed to know what that blast protocol is? Because like
Oh, same, same, mate. It's
and
really.
like so it was already hard enough when it was just executive dysfunction, but now that I physically, sometimes I can technically do the task, but I will have to put myself through a lot of pain to do it. I have to
Oh,
kind of
say, yeah.
mentalize myself and go like, okay, it's gonna hurt, but you need to do it. And my body is blocking me, it's stopping me from doing that because it's gonna hurt. My body does not want to do it, and it paralyzes me. I mean, paralyzed is not the best word because, well, being paralyzed is an actual condition, but
Petrifies you.
thank you. It petrifies me, and I wanna do the thing, and eventually I can bring myself to do the thing, but not if I have people constantly behind me saying that I should be doing this and that and that, and I already have 5 things on my task list to do, and all of them include walking, and walking hurts.
And I just forgot to download the last episode. Goodness.
Okay, we lost another episode. That's it.
That's what I was reminding on the introduction. I was kind of like, I think I didn't upload because I was planning to do today, and actually I was in the I had in
Is
my
it gone
mind.
already?
I think it is because it's a week, and I was kind of like, I'm
I
because I
mean,
had to
yeah.
empty my computer. I had to empty my computer to download the thing because it's like 2 gigas
Let
for the thing.
me let me
It's not
check
it's not
real
light.
quick.
It's not light, and I had to empty the computer, and I was emptying it, and then I had to do dinner, and so I got distracted, of course, because I well, like the
No, it's still here. It's still
it's
here.
there's two parts.
Yeah, hold on. I'll start downloading them.
Okay, I want to scream, but I
Hopefully,
want
hopefully it will not fuck
because that's because and I felt ashamed.
my.
And introduction, I was kind of like, probably I will find a way. Like I have this computer. I'm trying to download, and I was kind of like,
I mean, I hope I can still download it, just because we are still online, and I'm scared it's gonna fuck up my connection. And also
yeah, that's why I cannot do this.
sometimes it doesn't really want to download right away, and yeah, but
Yeah,
I'll
you had to
try.
wait a while. It had to wait a little bit. But I was planning to do that, and then I got to do dinner, and then I saw someone. And actually, it was that thing. That was she was streaming, and I went there, and it kind of like fucked up a little bit my task list, to
Mm-hmm.
do things. And I was like, and then I remember, oh my goodness, I forgot to on the thing. Oh no.
I'm gonna try to do it.
And today was like the day that I was able to do more things. So it's kind of like, and it's kind of cruel when people just say like, "Why don't you do this? Like you're so lazy." And it's kind of like, do you have any? And then because the thing that probably hurts me the most is like you only do things when you want, and
Oh, well, yes.
that's painful because it's really me managing my fatigue. It's really me managing my executive dysfunction, and it's really me managing my own anxiety. If those things don't align and don't go like yeet, I cannot do things, and
And that's
it's
the thing. I'm not that bad, quote unquote, on that, because I really was raised in a manner that always had to be doing things. And
oh, I can't.
well, that I guess even led to me being in the state that I am, because I started developing symptoms of chronic fatigue and all of that after I finished my masters. I know
Hmm.
exactly when I started having troubles with fatigue. It was when I started asking for my blood analysis. It was when I finished my masters. I know exactly when I started having pain in my entire body. It was when I started working seven different jobs at the same time. I was
Jeez.
always doing things. I was always doing too many things. It's not that I didn't want to do things or that I wasn't even doing said things. I was doing way too much. It's just I wasn't doing the things that people expected me to be doing somehow, even though I was working and studying a lot of times both at the same time.
Hmm.
Because when I finished my masters, I was at the time I was writing my thesis, having the classes, working on a project with a colleague of mine in which I wrote an entire libretto, and he composed a cantata, and we were gonna do a premiere for it, and I was playing in the orchestra. I was giving rights to everyone. I was starting a choir with people from different countries in the college, and I was organizing everything, giving the rehearsals, and it was people that never studied music, and we had like 5 rehearsals, and we needed to sing for a fucking minister that came from out of no fucking where. And that concert was going to be in this, or it wasn't really a concert, it was just two little pieces, but whatever, that musical moment was in the same day that I had to give my thesis. Before that, I was driving like crazy because I was doing my internship for starting giving classes, as
Hmm.
part of the course, and all of that was happening at the same time. And at the time, I was also singing in a different choir, and we were having concerts. I had so many things going on. I don't even remember everything. This was not everything that was going on. Oh, I was
And you
also
have
giving classes. I was giving classes in two different schools at the time. Um,
and you had a blog and you wrote shit
okay,
about
yes.
entrepreneurship, and shit.
No, no, no. I had a blog in which I wrote the gay dialogues, I suppose. But that's not the point.
I was not aware.
I had a Tumblr post in which I just wrote gay
You
stuff.
have a Tumblr post. You have a Tumblr post. That's
I'm
correct.
the blog. I had a Tumblr
You
blog
have
in
a
which
blog.
I,
You have
yeah,
a Tumblr.
that, whatever. But I was doing all of that at the same time. I was I was going crazy, and people, when I was doing all of this at the same time, I was sleeping an average in the last month of my masters. I was sleeping an average of 4 hours per night, and I
Nice.
was always on energy drinks. And I tell you, there was not a single minute of my life during that time in which I wasn't working, because even when I was taking a shower, I was thinking about the sentence that I had to write for my thesis. When I was eating, I was probably driving at the same time. I was not doing a proper meal ever. And when I started being so tired, I thought, okay, it's probably, my blood values must be absolutely crazy. I haven't been eating right in ages. Um, I was a working machine. So, like, people were complaining with all of this. People were complaining that my room was dusty, or that I forgot to open a window, or that I wasn't vacuuming. And I'm like, excuse me, when?
It's a shame that it's a not a shame. It's a pity that we don't have a camera because at least on me because I'm literally I am bent down with my fingers in my eyes, just like how?
Because that's the thing. When I start working, because that's how autistic inertia works. If I am not doing anything, I cannot bring myself to even start doing something. But if I start doing something and if I put in my mind that I'm gonna
I
do
do
it,
understand
I
that.
go nonstop. And I went
I
nonstop
do
for months.
understand. I do understand, but that's insane.
Of
Sorry.
course it wasn't healthy, and yeah, I from that moment on I started being tired all the fucking time. I thought I
I'm
had
so
anemia or something.
shocked.
Yeah, people called me the sufferer, so that you have an idea. My
Oh,
friends,
the suffer,
my
suffer.
yes, my friends would jokingly call me the sufferer.
I. What was the context? Like they were just jokingly, but very understanding of the situation, or just like I don't know, or
Semi.
validating. I don't. I'm because.
No, they were telling me that you need to rest, and they were kind of make the situation kind of lighthearted because they didn't feel like they had the right to be telling me what to do, but at the same time, they didn't really agree with what I was doing, of course.
I cannot. I'm speechless.
Yeah. And yeah, I started being tired all the time. And then after that, I started working a bunch of jobs. When I finished my master's, I started giving classes in, I believe at the time it was 5 different schools, soon started being 6. I kept that for an entire year, I think, or two. And then I started giving classes in yet another school, and that school absolutely destroyed me. And as soon as I started giving classes there, I started just feeling worse and worse and worse and worse. Is that inertia thing exclusive to autism or is it present in ADHD too? It is an autistic trait, but it is very common that people that are diagnosed with ADHD have it because it is not too uncommon that even though it is not enough for an autistic diagnosis, that people have autistic traits. So basically, I wouldn't be surprised, Jessica, if you took a some
Here they go. Here they come. Here they
questionnaire
go. Yeah.
with
Mm-hmm.
diagnosing effects that you
Just
would
say.
shut up that you would that your score would be above what is necessary for a theoretical diagnosis, although not a very notorious kind of autism. So basically the questionnaire that I took, from 65 you are already considered autistic, but it's not really, I guess, very challenging for the person. From 100, then it starts being a little bit more challenging for the person. I scored like 170 something, or 50 something. I don't remember. Something. I scored pretty high. But I wouldn't be surprised if you scored above the 65 even on the autism one. It wouldn't really surprise me at all knowing you, Jessica. So it is an autistic trait. That's a short answer. But it's
They basically.
very
They bas-
commonly present in the ADHD because, well, guess what? They go hand in hand, really.
They're basically saying that you probably are autistic. There. I just simplify this whole testing.
Hey, Sophia.
You came here. Yes. We're talking about the situation that happened this
No, we
morning.
were not talking about it anymore because we spaced out as fuck.
We were. It's past tense, Toad. It's past tense.
Yeah.
Past 10.
Can I just, before you address your wife, can I just read a bunch of messages that just get sent, but I was just kind of reading and semi ignoring them?
Go ahead.
Um, so basically, Jesscat was commenting on my entire situation with relatable things. So the first one was hashtag fuck fibro, just saying, Jesscat, you have to do the thing. Fuck you. No, I don't. Don't tell me what to do. Psyching myself up to do things that hurt, coupled with executive dysfunction, is such a goddamn barrier. I remember working as much as I was legally allowed to when I was dealing with some stuff and just didn't want to think about it. Oh yeah, like just working to forget things is a fucking mood.
I also do that, but that's not healthy because it might be compulsive.
Oh yeah, with me it was absolutely compulsive, but I also
Yeah.
wrote poems and songs and stuff to cope, which I keep on doing still.
It just.
Who's
I,
gone
I,
camping past tense?
past 10.
Tense. As in
10.
tenda.
No, past oh,
I blame Jasket for the dad joke.
it was good.
You may address your wife.
I'm a dresser. How it went the whole shenanigan in that church. Oh, I think that you're in a choir, so really, it's a choir or it's a band. I know that you because you play a lot of instruments and it's very confusing sometimes.
Musicians in a nutshell. It's like, what are you doing again? I knew you had a concert, but like, was it orchestra? Was it band? Was it choir? Dude, I have no fucking idea at this point. Like, yeah.
This is the thing. I'm probably the only one in this fucking thing, this fucking group that I'm not a musician in some sort of way. I'm
Choir, she
literally
says.
choir. I was correct then. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and yeah, I don't think you want to want that conversation on this one because I talked about the situation that happened, and basically, yeah, you can watch the VOD later when where I talk more or less about
Hello, Himby? Okay,
oh,
sorry. You kind of died on my side.
okay, no, because my computer also kind of died for a bit.
Ah, okay. No, could be my connection, because I am indeed being able to download the episode you couldn't.
Yeah, yeah. Um. So yeah, here's that. I think I don't know if you want to say something about the situation because I kind of like I wouldn't want to hear your perspective. You can type on chat while I say something. I don't know which
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah,
I say something.
because basically what Himbi was sharing the situation in which um, people from outside a community start trying to to police the way people talk, you know, when they are outside of it. So in this particular case, it was the fact that you guys used a queer slur to refer to yourselves when you are both queer, and then this comes the cis hat going like, oh no, but you cannot do that because that is disrespectful, and we're like,
She
but
started. She started this whole thing actually.
yeah,
It is-
I saw the prints. That was hilarious. I kind of died laughing. That was super hilarious. And that's the thing. When I read that, I I was very clearly like, okay, this is very clearly not offensive towards the people that are just involved here, and they are self-proclaiming a term that is usually offensive, but they are using it with pride, and it's, you know, when you go to the streets with the flags and call it pride, it's for a fucking reason.
I mean,
I
yes,
mean,
and
she's literally called Proud Sophia here on Twitch. I'm splaining. I'm mansplaining you, bitch. That's what I'm fucking doing right now.
is telling you the your right to speak about your own transness. Look at you, you trans people. You two um
Oh, because you're not
trans peeps.
trans. You're not
No, I'm
trans.
not. I'm not. I'm very visible. I'm pretty much your typical agender person.
Jesket, I think you are our cis token.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I'm trans either. Like I'm not cis, but I'm not trans either. I don't
If you're
understand what I
not
am.
cis, you're trans.
Uh, okay. I'm in all seriousness. I think it should be remarked here that I think that because that's why I was reluctant to call myself as trans because non-binary for me was like doesn't feel like trans to be honest because
Hmm.
that's was my position for a while and that's why and language is important because I was gatekeeping myself because from calling
Same,
myself trans.
same, same. But that's the thing, because even in the trans community, you have a lot of gatekeeping towards non-binary people. Less now, but in, let's say, maybe 5 years ago or something, a little
Mhm.
bit less. I did feel
Less.
a lot of non of sorry binary trans people
Mhm.
reclaiming that term a lot, and non-binary as being outside. And the first time I actually realized that non-binary people were also trans was because of these non-binary person that I followed on Facebook, and they identified really as with the term trans, and they were AMAP and quite not really, they were not female passing, but they had a very feminine kind of expression and enjoyed makeup and dresses and all the cool shit that typically women enjoy. uh and they identified with the word trans quite a lot, and at the time I was like, hold on a second, that makes sense. I mean, this person is clearly not a man, so if
Yeah, yeah.
they're not a man,
I also had to be told that I was
yeah.
trans. I was had to be
Yeah,
told.
yeah, same. And I
Mm.
was there like, wait, hold on a second. Does that mean that I am trans? I mean, no, I mean, I'm not trans. And at the time, I wasn't really identifying
Hmm.
as masked as I am right now, because I was already out as non-binary, but still very much in the closet, because thinking about transitioning is pretty scary. So while I'm still in just the non-binary thing, it's easier to just ignore certain aspects of dysphoria and not think about the things
Oh
you can
yeah,
start
I was
doing about
just.
it. So yeah, but because of that, I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, I mean, but am I? And
This
I
is the thing
had
I want
to
to ask.
actually go read and see other non-binary people talking about it, and only then I was like, oh yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. And only after that I started seeing some non-binary people going like, we trans, duh.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I had to be told by a friend at the time that was also non-binary that I was trans because I identified with a gender that was not my sign gender, so it made sense to identify as a trans. But I was like, but it
Hmm?
feels like it's more entitled to binary people, to trans binaries, which is
And
okay.
and you gotta wonder why. I mean, because this is another one of those cases in which it's like you need to be a specific kind of trans to be trans. It's gatekeeping.
Yeah,
It
it's
falls
gateway.
once again. It falls once again on this language policy of like who gets to be trans.
Yeah. Because I want to add two things. I'm very afraid that I'm very much the stereotype of a non-binary people. I'm pretty
Oh
androgynous.
yeah, you are.
It's really the stereotype of a non-binary person, and I didn't want to be this stereotype, but sorry, darlings, I am. Um,
uh, Even I
I
am a little bit.
no.
Although, like, this is legit. This. So there was
Hmm.
this person that when I met them, I thought they identified as a guy, and they got married not very long after that.
Hmm.
And like when I met them, like they were like they are extremely pretty, and I remember looking at them and like, God, this person is so fucking out of my league. It's not even funny. And I just put that person in the box of like, okay, people I will not have anything with, because oh my god, how are they so pretty. Turns out they didn't talk to me because they thought I was a lesbian, and they're not monogamic, and they kind of had a crush on me throughout this entire time. It's been 3 years now. Hello, that is a thing that happened. And this is to say that yeah, maybe I am not the stereotype of the non-binary person, because well, me being trans mask made person think I was a fucking lesbian and they didn't talk to me. And I didn't talk to them because I thought that they were in a monogamic
What?
relationship and totally out, totally out of my league.
What? Before you cut your hair, like you were a classic
Yes,
lesbian. What?
apparently it was like 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, at the time I had long hair. I had just came out as bisexual.
It
Because
was actually the opposite. I was
I like guys so much.
like I was getting so called out as being perceived more as a bisexual, which interesting in retrospective to women because people.
No, then
But I didn't look.
I started dating oh, it was more than 3 years ago, because I started dating Zik 3 years and something ago. And at the time that person was like, oh, so they're not a
3 months.
lesbian, they're bi, but fuck, they're taken now. And they thought that I was monogamic as well, and it's just like a bunch of assumptions going on. Nobody's out of our league, so Jessica, now I believe that, but it was really because they were in a relationship, and they were just so pretty, and I was like, okay, never mind, there is no league. Say Jessica, I know that, but tell that to my brain 3 years ago or four.
Those
God.
were a blast. Um,
I mean, they did
uh,
ask me out on a date, so I'm gonna go on a date like next week or something. So there's that.
there's
Uh,
yes, they are winning. They are winning, guys. They are
I'm winning. I'm
winning.
winning this poly game.
Yes, they're winning.
No, like I actually have no idea of if right now in the moment I'm interested at all or not. Like, and we are all pretty open about it. But I just still find it very interesting that I was like, oh, I am the stereotype of the non-binary person. Meanwhile, people in my life lesbian, and I'm like, what? No.
Now I am the stereotype of a non-binary person so much that that I don't want to be, because non-binary people can actually be, a non-binary person can be very much binary passing. They don't have to be androgynous. It's a shame that I'm such a stereotype for non-binary peeps. But I'm very glad that I am the reference for non-binaries. Just kidding. I don't know. I just wanted to be your reference for non-binary person in cis people's lives, but apparently it's not possible. What the fuck am I saying? Anyway, um, the second thing that I wanted to add was actually, because I mentioned here that I've thought I was a trans guy for a while. Don't get me wrong, it was more than twice in my life. Actually, it was probably thrice. Um, it was kind of like it was. I thought when I thought of that, it was kind of terrifying because, of course, for the reasons that you mentioned, because transition is terrifying, at least for me,
Yeah.
and because socially, I'm speaking socially, not as much physically for me. I'm speaking for me because socially it has stigma and
God, I came out to some parents not too long ago because I was in a position in which I either came out to them or I had to lie, and it was actually a mother and a student, and like they're really nice people, overall. So I didn't feel comfortable lying, so I just came out as trans, and God, first reaction, oh, but we can still call you that name, and I'm like, and but they were saying this in a very insistent way, right? We can still do that, right? Right? And I'm like, oh
no.
God, how do I tell you no, you're being a dick without telling you that you're being a dick and being rude about it? Because like,
I mean, it's your purpose to be a dick.
God damn.
Where's the lie? Where is the lie, Toad? Where is the lie, Dave?
uh, yeah, but like, it's just like, geez, it's really this thing of like, because some people, and I do gotta confess, the reason why I actually felt at first comfortable coming out was because 2 days before that, I was with a person that doesn't really understand how trans works. Like, he's cis and he never really had to think about that. But he was asking questions that were not intrusive at all. They were actually, they made sense for someone that just never thought about this and was just genuinely trying to understand and being very empathetic. And a thing that really touched me in a way was the moment he turns to me and says, I am sorry, I wasn't being as respectful as I thought I was, and I apologize. And in that moment, I was like,
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
I and like and he was extremely honest about it. He said, I cannot right now look at you and not see a woman. I cannot do that, and I appreciated that. Like, he was extremely honest, and I could tell that he was genuinely trying to be respectful and to not hurt me, you know. And seeing a cis person that just never had to think about this, just being so absolutely mindful and caring and just genuinely trying to understand, because none of the questions were like, why do you do this, or why, it was just not judgmental. It was just like trying to understand why things were like that for me, rather than trying to look for justifications, or you know and it made me feel very seen in a way.
I
So
heavy that.
after that
Yeah, sorry.
episode, no problem. After that episode of just pure kindness and attempt of getting to common ground from someone that was completely outside of it, it gave me a little bit of hope. In that moment,
That makes sense.
I I felt I felt extremely good. I went home and I had one of the best nights of sleep that I had in such a long time. And then 2 days after, I'm like, okay, maybe it is okay. And it's just like you just get this punch in the gut of like, nope, go back to the box. Ah, God.
That sounds. I know. I'm talking about the guy. That sounds just marvelous. Just hopeful because I never.
He's an
Because
amazing person, really.
yeah, I never came out as non-binary to some cis person that is not my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and of course I long.
He gave me good vibes. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
he just gave me
yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
good
It
vibes,
seems.
and I
It
and
seems
I.
because I do long to not be recognized as a woman. It's really longing. Um, but I don't know that much people. I don't get me wrong. I don't have no shame to say that I'm pretty much a person that has no that does not have that much for a social life, and that's fine. What is not fine is the people that are not trans that I know just still recognize me as my
Mm-hmm.
wrong gender as my with my
My wrong gender. That gender wrong. Absolutely awful. I hate it.
it's
Sorry, I found it funny the phrasing.
yes, it's kind of it seems like a joke, but it isn't. And as my awful name, what an awful name! It's a Catholic name. I resent that name.
Oh yeah, it is. I never. Oh right, I never
It's a
realized
Catholic.
it.
It's a Catholic name.
True.
Because people just like because there's like oh don't you know that saint, I'm not going to say which saint it is for obvious reasons, like that saint that when people call for the evoke that saint when there's a storm, and it's like no, please no, 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 please, I resent my name and I resent Christian religion, and you mix both in the same sentence. That is the thing, because it's the thing. But it's a common anecdote when it comes to my name. People can already guess my name apparently. At this point, if you know a little bit of Catholic saint history or whatever, um, it's a shame. It is what it is. And that's the thing. Actually, it was a little dysphoric to actually when people say that because because for some reason. Um, what do I want to say? Oh yeah. Um, I don't think I never came out officially. I always came out I did it online, which like people don't really know how I appear or how my appearance is.
Mm-hmm.
Or just to another trans person on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Um, yeah, I'm pretty much. I
I
don't
mean,
consider.
I did come out to that person that finally asked me out on a date, still thinking they were cis, and they were like, "Hell yes, non-binary," and I'm like, "Oh, hell yes!"
Oh yes, besties, I'm safe.
And yeah, it was like that moment. It was I was like, "We're besties now."
Besties. I oh my god, because I cannot date cis people. That's what I thought. Because people like, you're not binary, but you kind of look like a woman. I was kind of like, no, 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 please, no, no, thank you. Just because I do have, because I'm an intersex. I'm not even a female.
Oh yeah.
It's a relief, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes it's made up for some reason because it's acquired. It's kind of like I was not born intersex. It was acquired. So
I mean,
yeah.
you were still semi-born it, in the sense that it was in your DNA the way your hormones were gonna behave when you grew up. So
Yeah, but it was not detectable. Yeah. And it would hit me in the middle of puberty when I have strong, very extreme menstrual cramps. I don't recommend it. It was really awful. And I was in the
oh
middle of a
yeah,
family
fuck
gathering,
those.
not being able to actually communicate that I was struggling a lot with
Fine.
cramps. And I was just, and I was extremely yellow. Like, no, not extremely. Like, I looked sick. I looked like I was
Mm-hmm.
dying, and nobody was saying that. They were saying like that. They just keep talking until it had to be my mom to actually take me out of this scene. To say like, you don't look well. You should just, we should just go. And I remember falling asleep in my sister's lap because of the pain that was
Jeez.
incredible. Yeah, it was that horrendous. Like I had to sleep.
Yeah, what a fucking mood.
Yeah, that was probably my most close experience to what probably feels like chronic pain. But even though I cannot even say that,
The problem
nah.
is that, like,
Yeah, but it
my
feels
pain.
invalidating. It feels invalidating to say that
No,
though.
because no, listen, the problem is, like, my pain levels are usually not that high, Jesus fucking Christ. What
No.
happens is that they are always there. It's not that I'm always
Mhm.
in a lot
Mhm.
of pain, but I am always in pain. And that's what fucks
Mhm.
me up,
Mhm.
because then when I'm in extreme pain, it's just like on top of all the pain that I am feeling, that I've been feeling, and I'm just tired and exhausted, and I just want it to stop, and it's getting worse, and I just really
Yeah, yeah,
want it to stop for like 2 seconds. I just want a second of my life in which I feel like my body belongs to me.
yeah.
Let me
Could.
read the bunch of stuff that Sophia wrote here, because she wrote like a while ago, but we were talking
I'm
about
so
trans, guys.
sorry.
No,
So sorry.
no, 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 no. I was letting you speak because I also spoke a lot. Um, So she said, sometimes as a trans, I have problems with certain stereotypes, but it's kind of mixed things. Because on this hand, you have to be a cis woman to be called a woman, but on the other hand, they accept your womanness. But they tell you, like, if you want to be treated like a woman, just cut your balls and change your body and get new ID card. This
Mhm.
takes me to certain episodes of dysphoria, because I feel like a woman. I am treated like one by my friends, but oh, I am not a real one like them. How can I wear a dress and act like my female friends?
That's
And I
transmedicalism, dear.
yeah.
Sorry. Keep
And
going.
I spend days involuntarily thinking about how I wouldn't be a real woman because I wouldn't have XX and I wouldn't give birth and etc. Well, we don't know if your chromosomes are not XX. That's a very funny thing about biology, but we'll get there. Don't know if this counts, but I felt like
You'll
saying
get
this.
there.
Yes, because you don't know your chromosomes. You can totally have a pair of chromosomes that doesn't
No.
match your supposed
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
sex.
yeah.
So because what defines the organs are not the chromosomes per se.
It's
Like,
more
of
complex
course,
than that.
yeah, it's way more complex than that. Tendentially, it will happen that way, but you have other parts of your genetic code that will define what your organs will actually look like and what kind of hormones will get released during puberty, and the kind of brain and the zones of your brain that are bigger or smaller are also a completely separate thing that also tends to happen more in women in a certain way and in men in another way. So these four sets of things are completely different things from each other. Hey, Prophet, how are you doing? Um, so basically, your chromosomes, your hormones, your organs, and your brain are four completely different things that are related to the way we perceive sex, biological sex, that don't have anything to do with each other. So, as far as we are concerned, our trans woman here, Sophia, could totally have XX chromosomes and not knowing.
There's hope, my dear. There's hope.
But that wouldn't change anything about your womanhood. That's the thing. Prophet, we started by talking about language policing here and about the way people outside communities try to monitor the way people inside communities use that language and the ways that it can be used as harmful and as gatekeeping and all that. But somehow we are not talking about transness because we are both very ADHD and it happened.
And we move trends, apparently.
Oh yes, Fia, I know. I just said XX because that was taught me in psychology classes and sciences classes. And yes, like I understand that. But at the same time I just felt like deconstructing a little bit the discourse that there is around the, oh, but you will still have whatever chromosomes. You don't know that. That's
How
not how
can?
any of that works.
Because you can clearly see your chromosomes just by looking at the person. That is the thing.
Oh, yeah, clearly. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. You don't know.
I'm attracted.
Tendentially.
I'm
Ow.
attracted. Sorry. I am attracted to XY chromosomes. I am apparently because that is the thing. How I define sexual attraction is through chromosomes, and I happen to be attracted to XY chromosomes.
God damn it.
Um. 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 That doesn't make that much sense. I think. How in hell actually I
It
feel?
doesn't.
I feel sexual tension just looking at someone and thinking, "Damn, you have XY chromosomes. I'm so into you."
God damn.
It
You
makes
know,
a lot of
as a
sense. I know.
bisexual person, and listen, I love masculinity, and this comes from, a person that is
I
very
can't relate
harmed.
to it.
I am
Just
harmed
kidding.
by masculinity in a lot of senses, especially, of course, toxic masculinities and the
Mm-hmm.
ways that I was. I grew up wanting to belong to masculinity and being cast out because a girl does not do that. A girl shouldn't be doing that, and I was harmed by masculinity my entire life, way more than by any femininity. When we speak on the binary spectrum, and well, socially speaking, as that's what tends to happen. um but even then, I just love masculinity so much. I just really like the vibes, and I like the bro thing. I like dudes. I really like being a dude. And like, when it's not toxic,
I
which
can't. Sorry, sorry.
but that's the thing. I kind of forgot where I was going with this. Wait, where was I going with this? It was about being bisexual. Fuck, I forgot.
You're being bisexual and you like dudes. That is a
I like
conclusion.
dude. But I guess what I was trying to say, that even if I was harmed by this thing, I am still very attracted to it. But it doesn't stop me from being bisexual. I don't. What were we talking about before this? I just spaced out so
Attracted
hard.
to chromosomes.
Oh,
And I
attracted to
said,
chromosomes. Yes, yes. But as a bisexual person, for as much as I like masculinity, that masculinity that is not in any way related to the assigned
chromosomes.
gender. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
in, or even to the assigned gender, because I am attracted to things that I perceive as being masculine,
I don't
tendency
understand
more.
masculinity.
I mean, you are not hyper feminine, so for me that's already, you know.
But that's like not for me. It's kind of like, oh, it's not feminine. Then for it's masculine, it's kind of like, no. For me, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I can understand cognitively, but for me, it's like if I'm not feminine, I can be something else that is not also masculine. Or it's because I'm twin gender apparently. Yes, guys, I'm a gender probably.
Yeah. Oh, let me open the door to my cat. Sorry, she's meowing at my door.
Mm.
I mean, I don't have
You
to go
bastard! You
away.
just interrupted my half sentence, you bastard.
She's here. She didn't want to come in. Oh God. I mean, she did, but then I opened the door and she starts staring at me like, no human. Now I enter
Let's
when I
pretend
want to
this
enter.
this animal abuse didn't happen, okay? Let's pretend.
Sophia says, I love femininity and the cis female world, grew up envying them. And listen, that's me for guys, because like I just
I
wanted
don't.
to fist bump dudes and like
I
go
don't
play
understand this.
football.
I don't
And
understand this.
femininity for me was so boring. It's like people wanted me to do makeup and look pretty and not run
Why?
and get dirty. I want to run and get dirty. I want to roll on the fucking floor and be cool doing that.
And I'm here struggling with what the fuck is that? That doesn't make any sense. Gender roles don't make any sense for me.
Absolutely fair.
I know, look, like Toad, look at me. Do you think I'm masculine?
I
Because I'm not feminine.
think not necessarily, but because you run away from femininity, some things I've on my side end up being perceived as a little bit masculine, even if they are not necessarily ontologically masculine. Let's put it that way. And listen, I'm attracted to non-binary as well a lot. I just tend to dislike a little bit of hyper femininity overall. Like it's not okay. Dislike is not the right word. I don't have anything against it. It's just I'm not really very attracted towards it. If that makes sense.
Averse?
Yeah, it's not even that. It's not even that because for example, um, there is a trans girl friend of mine, and like she is super feminine, and her kind of femininity doesn't I like it, you know, like genuinely I do like it, and I don't perceive it as masculine in any way at all. Uh, but a lot of times I don't know, man. It's very hard to explain. I do feel that with some cis girls as well, but it's very rare.
Hmm, I do like girls a lot. But it's not
Well,
like
who would have guessed?
shocking, I know. But I don't understand why. Because I don't love the hyper femininity thing. That is kind of like a little bit too cis normative for me. Um, it's I don't know. It's just like girls apparently, but also like I don't know. Like apparently I like those because that's been the fucking realization. I'm either dealing with Mavabs or I'm dealing with the trans guy. So basically, this is my life. Apparently, my life is a pure irony at this point. Like I've been writing poems and sonnets and fucking things, and
Shit fucker fucking things. That was just a
yeah,
sentence that got out of your mouth.
about girls like about how much I love them, but then apparently I am just dealing with masculinity or non-normative femininity.
Normative is so boring anyway. I mean, we wouldn't be talking in this podcast if we were normative.
That would be a thing, the
Or it would be a very boring podcast. Like, hello, we are two
yeah.
normal peeps with two normal experiences, and we are here to talk about our very normal lives. Uh,
Hey,
uh
hello. I am
I am
um,
Steve.
and I'm Eve.
God damn it. Yes, the Bible said Steve and Eve. Oh God, my brain. Even Steve.
I mean,
I'm gonna write a story called Even Steve. I swear.
it's a bisexual Bible story. It's a kind of contrapunting. Like you would think that would make a gay, just like Steve and Adam. No, we're going to make Steve and Eve, and they are polyamorous and they are bisexual. Deal with it.
Prophet, that is so cute. Yes. Sorry, I'm like in the middle of both sides. I identify as ace, so I just want cuddles from everyone. Honestly, same. I'm not entirely ace in the sense that I am demi. I'm demi ace. Although Rimby here
Finally,
is what?
you
What?
came up with the label.
Ah yes, I realized that because that's the thing. It's not that I never ever ever experienced sexual attraction. But it's very rare and it's
Hmm.
only towards very specific people. What I do
Hmm.
experience is want to snuggle and cuddle and all of that, and I am very sex positive overall, personally. So like if I can go further than that, but it won't come from a sexual attraction point of view for me personally.
Hmm.
That's the conclusion I've came to.
Finally. Okay, and then Remy. I'm very selfish, and then when what you were about to say about Remy? What do you want to say about Remy?
Sorry, I spaced out because a message from Sophia got stuck waiting for for mods to allow it. I'm
What
gonna
you said, girl? You apparently.
Hello, I'm Chester. I'm a normal guy and I fucked my girl twice today and went to chop wood right after the third time.
Are you sure to impersonate? Oh my goodness. God damn it. It was not, it was a delight to actually bring you here.
Sphere should come more often here. Wait.
Yeah, please. Okay. When you want to talk about Rainby, I'm curious.
That's
Because
how a
you,
normal guy's podcast would sound. God, that sounds awful.
that sounds very uninteresting. It kind of seems like a Joe Rogan podcast. Like, so, we're going to talk about science and we're going to be so fucking rational with it because we are men, so we are so fucking rational.
Oh,
So what about
cringe.
vaccines? We're going about vaccines. I think that you should practice skepticism when it comes to science and
Oh,
medicine.
God, please
And
stop. You're killing my brain. I am losing brain cells by the second, please.
I'm very convincing at doing a very boring and interesting podcast.
Jessica, don't worry. I have all the tools in front of me, so it's more if I need to time out someone, I probably still don't know how to time people out.
They will
But
tell and
apart
time out
from that,
Rainby. They will time out the Rainby from this. Where's Rainby?
that's you, bastard.
It's me. No, I'm Sebastian.
Ah, you're both. So the poet here is called Rimbaud, Rimby, Sebastian, Sab. You can call him whatever.
Hi, I'm wherever.
Whatever, nice to meet you, I'm Dave.
Hi, Dave. that, that, that is like a do you know Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick? That movie.
Sorry, what movie?
Space Odyssey. 2001
Oh,
Space Odyssey.
I never watched it, but yes, I do know the movie.
So there is a reference like there's this robot that is the main character, and they say like in a very creepy voice, "Hello, Dave,"
Damn.
because the character is called Dave. This is so creepy. Yeah, I will not spell the
We're
call
not
name
the
movie.
strays. We're not the straightest state law.
Hmm?
Welcome in, Menuiti. Menuiti? Menuiti? I don't know how to read your name, sorry. New person in chat, I got confused.
Hello there, my dear peeps. Because I never, I forgot to greet people apparently because I'm so polite.
I mean, you don't have the chat in front of you. Menu is
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Okay.
I also don't have I'm literally with my eyes closed. By the way, if I
Oh,
even
thank
if I
you for
had
the
the chat,
follow earlier. I did
thank you
notice.
very much.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because
Is
sorry.
it Mano or Mino? Mano, I would assume. Let me know, please.
Yeah, please. Because you don't have much shadow for me, I have with my eyes closed because for some goddamn reason light is being hard for me. So yeah.
Mano. Mano, okay.
Okay, man.
Mano. Yeah,
Mano.
I did see your follow like a while ago, and I was like, how did this person found us? I was so confused for a while. I was like, I don't remember seeing this person around. How'd you find us? I'm curious. You can still talk, Kimby. I will
Oh
interrupt you
yeah.
100 times, but that's fine.
Because I'm still wondering what you're going to talk about Rimby. Like you're saying, like I'm demisexual, and then for days, Rimby is full.
Tatsin. Through Tatsin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Hello, girl.
No, Tatsin is not near. Mano. Yeah, Mano found us through
I'm
Tatsin.
not even saying shots. So that's why I'm probably like, oh, she's it. No, she's not. I was kind of like, ah,
No,
suck.
no, 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 no. That's how Mano found us.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Um, because you're going to say like Rimby is a fool, and then you got interrupted, and I'm still ruminating about it.
Oh, I don't remember what I was gonna say. I just ADHD'd out of it so
Probably
hardly.
full asexual. Oh, they're full asexual.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because you are a little bit more touch repulsed than me. Definitely more
Oh.
than me. I mean.
Hmm? Hmm? I
I'm not
am.
talking about sensual touch, of course, because, well, if we go to sensual touch, we are both bitches.
Oh, okay, okay. That makes sense in that sense. Okay,
I'm talking
that
about sexual touch.
makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because I sometimes forget that this thing actually exists. You know, sexual stuff exists. Uh,
What a nice mood. Listen, kind of same because like growing up, I would be that person that because I wanted to belong to the guys so badly, that transmasc energy, I would engage in a lot of sexual talk and a lot of but like just talking about it and like sexual jokes and all of that. Like I would be the person that would have no problem talking about stuff well, and that would make me feel like, oh, I'm different from the other girls because the other girls get uncomfortable and whatever, like
it's super interesting. Yeah, I do
ki-
set jokes
that was me trying to get
for shock
closer.
value.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was. Yeah, and I was trying to get closer to masculinity like that, which in retrospective was not a very good idea, but hey, we learn
you're
from mistakes.
trying.
I was
Oh,
trying, I was doing my best.
it
um
deserves a star, a yellow star. Like
yes,
I
but
tried.
that's why it took me so long to realize that I was in the ace spectrum. Exactly because of that, I only came out this year as being in the ace spectrum
Yeah,
because
and if I
my
was a
intention.
dipshit, sorry.
I mean, and I've been in a relationship with sexual interaction for 3 and something years now, and like things were quote unquote normal. Why would I even consider such thing? Like I have a sex life. I'm happy with it. So how would I
I
even be asexual? But that's the thing. That's the discourse about asexuality and the thing of like yes, it's very different when a person is okay with it and not okay with it and when likes it or not, but it doesn't mean that you are not, because being asexual is about feeling sexual attraction,
yeah,
and all the rest are
and
things that can happen or cannot happen. And put it this way, people can feel sexual attraction and be touch repulsed and not enjoying sex for whatever reason. Can be trauma,
yeah,
can be
yeah,
whatever
because
reason. Those are different things, and I don't know, there's just some big problem with label here and communication and actually explaining what it is about.
language policing again. I would. So basically, because I am a more your stereotypical asexual, I guess.
Mm.
Um, I could actually be like, oh, but you're not really asexual because you still have the sexual life. So because
As a
if
lot of
people go
people try
like
to tell
that,
me. Yep, a lot of people,
yeah,
and actually people that know about this subject, which was what
it's
in
about
retrospect
how
shocked
experience.
me. Yeah, they were like, oh, you're clearly not asexual, because I was always engaging so much in talk and going like, oh, that guy's hot or that girl is hot, and like I was talking about this from a mere aesthetical point of view. I didn't have
Oh,
actual
same.
urge to anything at all. It was just like a pretty person, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's why I never understood
no.
the hot concept because I was just like, oh, it's just a concept of like just calling the person pretty, but just in a more like raunchy way.
Okay, no, I actually got it because for me, it was an autistic thing of analyzing patterns of what people considered hot and what people considered cute and what people considered pretty. So I could put them into box, but it was not that I felt a drive towards hot people. I just knew those people were normatively hot. That's just a thing I knew because of.
Oh yeah, same. Okay. That sounds
So I
I'm also
could
same. But
understand.
I didn't feel like the person was hot, but I knew cognitively that the person
But
was
that's the
hot.
thing, because for me, pretty and cute, because like people say, oh, that person is pretty or that person is cute as two different things. And like for me, they were kind of the same in a way, because if I perceive something as cute, that thing is pretty to me. So when I perceive something as hot, I was
Mhm.
like, okay, that's also a kind of pretty. For me, it was always everything in the same box. It's just like, okay, people kind of separate these types of beauty, I guess.
People
Uh,
separate pretty and cute.
huh?
People
Yes.
separate. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
something can be cute and not be pretty, in the sense that like something can be cutesy and like you feel like
Oh, okay, makes sense.
snuggling it and all of that, but it's not that the thing itself is pretty. And when I say the thing, I'm not, of course,
Because
necessarily talking
because
about a person. I'm talking about in
that's
general
very
the concept of
interesting.
cute.
Because I'm going to say like people tend to call disabled people as cute, but they because there's this idea that disabled people are not
Infantilization.
yeah pretty, but they're not pretty because they're disabled, but they call themselves cute. That makes sense, and now I'm thinking that that's a very That distinction makes sense. Now I'm thinking
Mhm.
it.
Mano says here, there's a line between I want to get into bed, do bad things with them, and I'd
Mhm.
like to hug them too, at least for me. And yes, definitely. But that's the thing. For me, it was always a very blur line in the sense that, like, uh, in my head, the concept of sex was a concept of hugging. It was the same thing for me in the sense that, like, it's getting intimate with someone physically. And because I could not conceive a kind of attraction, or for most of the time, I couldn't conceive it as sexual per se, for me, it would just be the same thing. The bad things, you know, or taking someone into bed for me would be an extension of a hug. That's how my asexuality, goddamn, it feels like
For
for me
me,
personally.
I had it because there's a thing. There's the concept of asexuality that people use to refer to disabled people because they're not as person that don't have sexual
Oh yeah,
desire. So and because of repressed morality, people use asexual to define people, disabled people that
oh yeah.
don't are not interested in sex, which is not a very accurate term to be honest, because I'm asexual myself, and I do have interest in sexual things. But I remember because my sexuality
It's
would
an experience like any
be
other, really.
Hmm?
It's an experience like any other, really.
Mm. Because it will be very connected to my repressed morality and repressed morality. That's the thing. Repressed sexuality. Sorry. Um, yes, I'm hyperfixated on that. Still, they deal with it. I'm still hyperfixated on the repressive sexuality because it makes sense. And that's what and I would perceive going to bed as a little bit. Oh my goodness, this is kind of like just out of a human thing, like an unnatural thing. A decadent thing almost. Like I would have this very backwards view because I was raised like that, and that's incredibly damaging to be honest. And and also because it was otherwise it was kind of like a little hard to tell apart if I was really asexual or just have of repressed sexuality. But I'm pretty much asexual because that's how I generally experience sexual attraction, which is almost none. It's in an abstract apparently. It's not conceivable for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so and then it was kind of hard to tell that apart. I was being too prudish or I was just very asexual. And don't get me wrong, those things can actually cohabit, especially because I'm disabled and I'm neurodivergent, invisibly disabled to be not physically, not visibly, invisibly. So just just
Well,
to make
the more you keep going with that, I'm gonna start saying, well, you are visibly disabled at this point.
yeah. I'm incredibly visibly, and I.
God, language is not on your side today.
It's about language and policing, and I'm very glad that you're not policing it, and nobody's actually policing it, so that's good because and I'm not good because I already finished what I want to say because I want to start a new topic, which is
Yes.
um.
Can I just, sorry, read?
I will. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Please.
Mano was actually talking about a very interesting thing about asexuality, or at least about the way it is perceived. Let me. Yeah. So basically, so they said. What are pronouns, Mano? By the way, they said that people confuse asexuality with celibacy too. I found,
Oh yeah.
and with
Hmm.
allosexuals who choose to go without for medical or health reasons. My own experience. I've
Oh
been
yeah.
told I'm probably actually ace, despite it being my choice to go without it. I'm still very attracted and interested, but it's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Because I do also do have a condition that could actually make me have less libido. So I could be visibly asexual because I do have less libido, and therefore I don't have that much motivation to get into sexual intercourse. By other people's perception, of course.
Yeah, let me share Jessica's experience as well. In theory, I would cuddle with most people so long as they have good hygiene. But there's a lot of people I wouldn't go
Same.
further than that with. But fibro makes any kind of physical contact a potential minefield, and that's something I want to talk about because I have been actually trying to space out of it as hard as I can and just pretend that it's not a thing. But my last year, so ever since my chronic pain started getting worse and worse, and well, people that have been here for a while already know this. For those that don't know, I still am not sure what I have, but there is a suspicion that it's potentially fibromyalgia, and I am waiting to be seen by a
It
specialist.
is.
Remy just like, it is, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it probably is, but well, until I
It
have a
is.
diagnosis,
It is.
uh, Remy,
Fucking Christ. It
Remy,
is. Mm,
Remy.
mm. Yes, it's
Sorry that
me.
I raised my voice. It's my experience. I choose what to call it and how I talk about it.
I'm just telling self-diagnosis is valid. Please continue.
Self-diagnosis is valid, and I already identified what I wanted to.
It's fine.
Thank you. Um, so basically, like I was saying, I've been trying as hard as I can to just ignore this, but yes, it has affected my sex life so profoundly because a lot of things that sometimes not even about pain in the absolute sense of it. I mean, of course it is, but I just feel so absolutely tired all the time that I can't bring myself to do anything. And sometimes things that I enjoy just because they are intimate. It's not even about the sex or whatever. It's just really something that I used to do and enjoy and now I can't. And when it's something that only affects me, like the example that I gave earlier of walking, just go for a walk. That's a thing that affects me. And if I don't go for a walk, well, the worst that can happen is that if I was walking with a friend and now I can't walk with that friend, but that wasn't really happening much anyway, so it doesn't really affect other people all that much. But when it's something as personal as this, and when you are in a relationship, like things start piling up in a way. Like it's not that I feel like the people in my life feel bad or are uncomfortable, but I personally have trouble coping with this because it was a big change in my life ever since I stopped being able to just do things that I used to do regularly, you know. And once again, it affects other people, and it's been taking a toll on me. Not gonna lie.
You're basically mourning your. Mm,
But it,
yeah,
yeah, but
yeah. It's a mourning.
it's
Yeah.
morning, but it's more it also makes me uncomfortable in the
Mm.
sense that once again, it's not about me. It's a dynamic. It's with other person.
I don't know about other people, but
Damn, Jesscat. Sorry, for me, my skin feels somewhere between sunburned and static electric shock at being touched. That is
eh,
hardcore as fuck. Man also says I have a similar condition that causes muscle pain and intense activity can set it off horribly. And yeah, I feel that. I don't feel that on my skin. What I usually feel is like my entire muscles burn inside. Like imagine that I am in a position just imagine that I get down to pick something from the floor. When I try to get up again, my legs burn inside so much, so
okay.
much, and then I have to
Uh,
sit and let it just relax for a bit so that it starts kind of smoothing and going away until it gets on just low levels of pain until I can get up again and start doing things.
how I perceive it, at least, because I don't have chronic pain. Uh, And I'm very glad that you guys are sharing your experiences with chronic pain because otherwise I would not know it. Um, but this is how I perceive your situation is
Hello, Tina.
okay. Um, I think there's a sense of grief in there, and but it's not a, like bad grief, like oh I'm mourning the person that I used to be. It's more like you are a new person basically. It kind of feels like you are shifting, but it's still you. And so, at least on my perception, I think others should accommodate your new you. That's how I perceive it. I don't know if this is
Can you
actually.
repeat the last part? Sorry.
I'm saying because you're shifting. It's not like probably mourning will not be the best word, but since you're shifting, I think people around you could at least accommodate your new you, and that is fine. I think um, I think that's my perception at least. I don't know. I don't have chronic pain, sorry. And
No, I'm just not sure. I
uh,
can't say I agree or disagree right now. Sorry.
no, because you feel like uncomfortable with the idea that you might affect others,
Mm-hmm.
and I think others have to accommodate your new you
I mean,
because that's fine. It's inevitable.
I know that, but I still feel bad about it. Even though it's not my fault, even though I can't literally do anything about it, and even though I'm doing anything in my power to minimize any, I guess, inconvenience of it, but it still feels pretty shitty.
Because there, and then I will, and then we had to wonder that there is something going on systemically that a person has to be always available physically for the others, for their friends, whatever.
I know that, but once again, it's about dynamics that changed. It's not.
I don't know. And then I don't know. I don't know
I
anything
don't.
about relationships. I don't know.
For example, I don't feel bad in new relationships that I'm building, like in new friendships and all. Like if I can't walk as much, and this happened not too long ago. I went for a walk with a friend of mine,
Hmm.
and he likes walking just and talking and such, and I enjoy doing it so much as well. And we were doing it, and I had to stop like a lot of times, like just we were walking in a place in which we had places to sit every time I needed to, and I didn't feel bad about asking like I need to sit down for a little bit now, and I didn't feel like I was really bothering him in any way by doing so, and he was glad to accommodate me in any way he could. But it's different in the sense that I am now starting that and I am establishing that as a protocol. It would
Okay, I
be
see.
different if we had this thing of just, I don't know, running and talking at the same time because we were exercising together and suddenly I can't. You see, that's the difference.
At least for me, like it's not like a. At least I don't know what the experience with, for example, this relationship with me because I don't know about the other cases with all the relationships, but this for me, I don't think I felt that. Like the dynamic exchange, whatever you call it. I don't know anything about relationships, so yeah, whatever. I felt that that my case feels like the your new relationships dynamic thing case going on than the other one. I don't know. You say I cannot speak of you.
I guess, I mean, of course you are, or at least I feel like it's normal in my perception that you have trouble understanding this because it's not something you went through, you know.
Mm, mm, mm. I was kind of I don't know. I don't know, no. Probably it's not.
Because it's not just about not being your experience and being mine. It's about you not having a similar experience that you can equate to that, so that you can know how I'm feeling, or at least empathize in the real sense of the word. You can sympathize with it. You can, uh, you know, be considerate and try to be mindful about it. But maybe you don't really, maybe you are not really able to understand it on a more deep level than that, because you just didn't have that experience, and that's okay.
Hmm,
I mean, it's a good thing you didn't.
chronic pain.
Yeah, or just, loss of things that you used to be able to, that affect your relationships overall, not necessarily pain.
Okay, makes sense. Because no, because I was actually talking from the outsider perspective. For example, if you, because I'm probably not gonna touch you. Probably because I'm struggling to get my message across. So um,
That is okay.
no, I'm struggling a lot with yeah. Um, I don't know. It's because it's a thing. Actually, I struggle with establish my needs as well. So it's kind of like it's also there's another level of alienness to it. Because I do also have struggle with people with certain things, and and but it's not like you experience of like a loss of abilities. It's more like it's always been there, but and I've not always been aware of those. Like that I actually have those needs and I have my limitations, and I should respect my limitations. And so when and it's kind of like weird to say like, actually I struggle with this. I know that I didn't tell you that I struggle with this, but I struggle with this. So, um, uh, you should do this to accommodate my need. At least this type of protocol.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like this level of alienness that it's also kind of like, yeah. uh, admit me, at least because it's well, it's basically loss of speech mostly. Um,
Yes, but when you enter a relationship, you already know that's a thing.
but I try to uh, suppress it.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that you don't get into a situation thinking that, y- or rather, when you enter that situation, you already know that that's a difficulty that you have.
Oh,
It's
sometimes
not
I don't.
okay, but it's a thing that you've had to deal several times, and you know that in certain circumstances you have problems speaking and all of that. It's
Hmm.
different from, I my entire life I was a sports person,
Yeah,
and right
yeah,
now
yeah.
I
That's
can't
why
walk. You know,
I know it's very different. I know. I know. Sorry.
those are
If I
not
would.
comparable. That's what I'm trying to say.
No. I was not trying to compare. I'm sorry if I came across as trying to compare with your experience. No, I was trying to establish how alien that actually is for me.
Gotcha.
That's why I said like it's another level of lameness because even though I do have limitations that were very much from the beginning, but I was just suppressing all the time and I was not
Yes.
establishing that I have this need.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm very spaced out as well, because like I I spaced out on the why I am spacing out. That is how spaced out I am, guys. Wow.
Uh,
I
oh
don't
yeah,
know. It's getting late as well. I don't know. I feel extremely tired today. I have to wake up at 7 a.m., so we might have to end soon. Um,
yeah, yeah.
Jazz says chronic pain is so hard to communicate because there's nothing to really relate it to for something. God, let me just reread that. Sorry. Chronic pain is so hard to communicate because there's nothing to really relate it to for something who doesn't experience how constant it is. Do you mean someone instead of something? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
someone who doesn't experience how constant it is. There we go. Okay, it wasn't just me spacing out. It was me not being able to compute because one half a word was wrong and my brain collapsed.
It's fine. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, pretty much. I'm basically an ally to chronic pain peeps, basically.
You are the able body tokens, kinda.
Yeah, yes, yes. And yes, I'm pretty much able-bodied. Don't
I
get.
mean, yes, except for your knee that doesn't work and your chronic fatigue.
Yeah, yeah, but I still consider myself as able-bodied. Um,
Oh, now where does identity come from? Now I'm gonna start policing your language. Like, no, because when you say that you are able-bodied, then you are being harmful towards people that have the same experience as you and are saying that they are disabled and then they cannot get their rights. How dare you?
I'm gonna hit my head in the hole just
See
for
how
this.
ridiculous this gets.
Yes, yes. N- Because it's the thing. Probably yes. Probably I will not be as much able-bodied, but then there's a lot of language policing. You have no idea. Uh, and also one thing. You don't look autistic. That didn't never apply to me, and I'm tired of like people just like because I never felt open to talk about. Oh, actually, you don't look autistic. Never applied to me, but I do understand why it applies to many autistic people. But for me, it doesn't apply because I do visibly look autistic, and that's actually valid to say that there is that the expression "you look autistic" actually exists in a
Yeah,
sense that it's about how neurotypicals perceive autism. And I
yeah,
am very perceived as autistic. And oh my god, it feels like a wave that is carried from. Actually, I took something out of my chest.
yeah. You are very stereotypical in the way you present yourself when people like the social image of what autism looks like.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hmm.
And it's mostly. I had to blame my probable. Oh my goodness, language policing again, because I cannot believe that I probably have solo OCD, even though I'm very sus. Language policing sometimes is very hard. But actually, because in how both disabilities mix, they make me very more visibly autistic.
Hmm.
And so
Because
when
of the
you,
compulsion thing.
yeah, and some people have the privilege to see me having compulsions, which is not I don't like doing compulsions really. Actually, I mean, I don't know. I should not like for Christ's sake, but it's more like I don't like doing them because I feel like a person is just looking. You clearly look very mentally ill, and that's like I know. I know I don't look very fine. I know, and that's I'm struggling with compulsions lately. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to relate to whatever Sophia is typing because I'm going to read what she already did. My mom has a disability certificate who allows her to do certain things like going ahead in line when shopping. But because she walks and because she speaks fluently, she almost gets beaten by people who don't understand the things. And I
Hmm.
relate to this a lot because that's basically my entire life. All my disabilities are absolutely invisible. My autism is not all that noticeable for whatever society has as a standard of what autism looks like. I am very talkative, I am very active, I am very sociable, even. Um, and yeah, so my ADHD, even if it's pretty notorious, is always taken as a oh, is a person full of energy and all of that. And now with my chronic pain, it's like oh, you're so young and so full of life. You cannot possibly have any problems, and it's so debilitating that sometimes I'm basically almost non-verbal because I am autistic. I am almost nonverbal because of how overwhelmed I am with my pain. And I am just there like trying desperately to say I cannot do whatever someone is asking or expecting out of me because I cannot walk there or I cannot for whatever reason do it because I am in pain and people always expect me to do the things and
Oh yeah,
it's been
yeah.
insane even at the physiotherapy center
Mm.
uh like they were asking me to do exercises and they always I feel like sometimes they ask me to do a little bit too much because
Mhm.
or rather, it's not that the exercises are too much. The way they ask me to do them, like without pauses, is too much. I could do the
Oh
exact
yeah.
same
Okay.
amount, but I would need to have more time for rests between doing the things.
Mhm.
And only last time, like not last time, like 2 3 days ago or something, which was when I communicated what the possible diagnosis that the doctor had uh, given me. The therapist was like, "Oh, oh, but you're so young. No one is ever gonna believe you when you say something like that." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no shit." Um, and
You
like,
felt seen, but still,
no,
I don't
no,
know.
it wasn't even that. I mean, I guess I did in a way, but it was really the thing of like, yeah, but
It still
you
feels
didn't believe
validating.
it.
Okay.
You didn't believe it, and it's
Mm.
very hilarious because she asked me on my first appointment if I have fibro, because the kind of pain that I was complaining about with things that was happening probably looked sus to us, and she straight up asked me if I had fibro. But then after that, when I said, "Well, I don't know. I am still waiting for a diagnosis. I'm waiting for doctor's evaluations and such," she
Mhm.
just kind of spaced out of it, I guess, and was asking me to do like so like you have two exercises that you do with the legs in which you cannot never rest your legs down because they are to work on your abdominal muscles, and we were doing a set of 15 of those in which you go with your legs up and then down, like you bend your knees, go with your legs up and then put them straight down but never touch the ground. It was 15 of those, and then she was trying to do, I think, 12 or 14 of a similar one, which you go with your, you bend again your knees, but then you go with your legs to one side and then to the other. And she was not giving me time to rest between those, and because I am autistic, I couldn't talk, and at some point like my legs were just burning so much, but so much, and she was just not caring. She was just keep going, because she was the
Oh
one
yeah.
kind of, she wasn't really grabbing my legs as much as she was kind of uh guiding the movement. So if I wanted to stop, I would have to go against the movement she was doing with me. It was
That
like,
seems a little bit invasive, to be honest, but that's.
yeah, and like it was a lot. I mean, it's not, I mean, it would be the kind of exercise that before I was doing physio, I would do it, like I would do double that, no problem, that would be fine. But you know, in that moment, it's felt pretty demanding. Oh my god, chat went so much. Let me try to catch up. uh Jessica says, "I've avoided getting such things because there's exactly the same problem over here. I would greatly benefit from disabled parking, for example, but I would be putting myself in danger by using it while
Oh
not
yeah.
being in a wheelchair."
I wanna
uh
wanna add something before you. Actually, because of chronic fatigue.
Remember how I said I'd fall into my Walmart your bingo card? Oh no, Jessica, are you okay?
No, what? What? I didn't understand.
Because Jessica said earlier that he was going to probably hit a wall or something because he was tired, and well, apparently that just happened. He told me to mark my bingo card, and I'm like, no. Are you
No.
okay?
Oh no. I hate walls, but that was for
Yeah.
the reasons.
And then Sophia also said, sorry, let me just, because chat went a lot. Uh,
Mm, mm.
when I was to Catalonia with a group of old people, we were talking about the pains of the musicians. One of them was talking of not playing accordion anymore because of the instrument's sway. And I talked of me suffering from back pain when playing guitar, and one of those oldies was like, "You're 25, right? You're too young to suffer from back pain." Ugh. In the return travel, I was very sick in the bus, but I refused to tell someone I was sick. Apparently, I am too young to feel sick or pain.
She is sus for celiac disease because her mom also has it. But just adding more context.
Yeah, I also get a lot of pain if I, in my back, if I sit in a wrong chair. My entire spine hates me to the
I
point I can't play.
just, yeah, I just want to add before because Jessica mentioned something because of chronic fatigue. Because he talked about disabled spot, and because of chronic fatigue, actually I've been more willing and actually forgiving because I used to uh, yeah, to not be forgiving about using the lift to if there's a stairs, because but nowadays because yeah, it's been too much. I'm actually using more the lift, even though I'm younger, because people see like, oh, there's a young person using a lift, and I was kind of like, I struggle with fatigue. Sorry.
Oh, you're too
And
young, says Sophia. Yeah, like in
yeah,
quotations. Yeah, it's that mentality of like you're too young to know that. You're too young to be feeling that. You're too young. My mom the other day told me that I was too young to be that old.
you're too
Okay.
young to be that old.
Yes,
Beautiful,
as in I was behaving like an old person and I was too young for that. And I was like,
beautiful,
God, do you understand what you just told me?
beautiful. Um, yes, I think.
Oh, that's just fat phobia. Sorry. You know what? Don't eat. You're fat. That's why you feel pain. Oh yeah, obviously. Oh, the pain comes from being
Yeah.
fat. Ugh. Oh, you're too heavy. Heavy. Your bones can't take it. You just do a diet and do some exercise.
Also the same thing.
Oh.
That Rainby, you're so fatigued because you're skinny. You should eat more. And I'm kind of like, no, that's not. I don't think that's it because I really
Ah.
try to eat more. The thing that I want to say. Ah, I think because of language policing, because I'm not realizing, and I don't know you have to end soon. Please tell me when to end.
Mhm.
Um, um, because I'm not being very willing to actually self-diagnose myself. I know this is hilarious because I keep telling that self-diagnosis is valid, but then Remy, no, please don't diagnose with another condition that you're not really sure that you have it without checking a physician. But actually, realizing that I have more conditions that I originally have, at least medically, I'm actually being able to accommodate my needs. I know, amazing. It's very shocking. Because I mentioned the lift thing because I was like,
Mhm.
if it was like a few months ago, I'd be like, Remy, don't use the lift. It's a waste power. You're too young. You can use your legs. Please don't. And nowadays it's like, no, please use this lift, please. It's a lot of stairs. You're gonna have knee pain. You because I used to have a lot of knee pain because of the amount of stairs that I used to climb when I was in college because of the backpack and me always going in commute. So basically, yeah, I appreciate using the lift.
Oh,
Yeah.
I always use the lifts, and oh, and if there's those stairs like in shopping malls that just go on, up and down by themselves, I sit on those. I get on them, sit on those, and let them just take me up there. I use
Yeah,
them
but
as benches.
because because I do have parents that are so goddamn fixated on fitness and such and exercise, and so they cannot process the idea that they have a child that that uses the lift for almost everything. They cannot use the stairs,
Mhm.
and they basically cannot walk for long periods of time. Otherwise, they get extremely tired and exhausted. And actually, yes, I got screamed at for not being able to walk as the proper length that they wanted. And
Ugh.
I know what you get. Like it's just people think that I'm young and I'm healthy looking. I'm healthy passing,
Mhm.
and I think that I'm able to do like whatever physical endeavor that people think. And no, um, yeah, I had this sad realization this summer.
Yeah. Let me read Prophet's message. I've had that so much. I'm like 25 and have a few issues with the muscles in my back and neck, and and it literally causes my neck to get whiplash by itself. It's just people having is this chat is just like people having experiences with pain and people going like, do you to feel that? And it's like, well, I feel it, so now what?
I didn't know that I just joined a table with chronic pain peeps, but here I am. Again, I'm saying this again because this is amazing and hilarious at the same time.
Ah, yes, you are our non in pain token.
I am the fatigue one though.
I mean, I'm also fatigued.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
Uh,
no, I'm just saying that you are not on your own on
the
that one.
only that I yeah. Sorry, I appreciate. I appreciate. No, I'm like I'm learning so much, but at the same time, I'm so glad I don't have constant pain. Like I do have a lot of. Hmm.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I
I do
need to
struggle.
open the door to my cat again.
Yeah, but I do struggle a lot with mentally. So, um, actually, OCD
Mm-hmm.
is extremely disabling. Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
everything is extreme. People don't understand this. Like, people think that, oh, but it's a like a cleaning quirk. You know, there's just extremely organized. No. That's a stereotype. You get a lot of this. Imagine like you are stuck doing a stupid thing. Like for example, actually give you the example of like eating people with the umbrella in their crotch. It's a stupid, I know. But imagine the person just keeps doing that because something terrible will happen if they don't do it. That's what it feels like having OCD sometimes. Yeah, and or they just wake up
Oh,
in the middle of
Prophet,
the
thank you so much
morning.
for the follow. Sorry, I missed it.
Or thank you, mates. Um, because what I realized that I have OCD is because the composures were not visible. I don't know if I actually talked this in the last episode. I don't know. Don't care. Uh,
Don't know, don't care, bitches. You're gonna hear me again. Bye.
because that's the thing. That's
Love
why
it.
it got hard to actually realize that I have it. Was because I was doing a lot of rituals were mental. Like basically, okay, I had to suppress this. Oh no, this thought came again. No, I had to suppress it. Or sometimes, I will do physical composure to actually disappear. Like which can be confused as self harm or it can be confused as healthy quote unquote coping mechanisms, which yes, every time that I would have battles I would sometimes walk and I realized that it's kind of compulsive to be honest. Because it's to relieve anxiety mostly. And I can actually do it compulsively. And I did compulsively for a year. So much that actually I have bad words because of it. That is
Sorry, I
amazing.
don't really have anything to add on that. I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, that's like what it feels like when I'm listening to someone chronic pain. Like I don't know what to add. Like I'm just you're like you're valid. I don't have it, but you're valid.
Exactly.
I'm very glad that you have this because it's extremely disabling. Like you feel like you're all. What I
Yeah.
feel most of the times is like I am not the person. At least while people see me, I'm not the person. It's like I lose control of myself most of the times. When you see me, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing compulsions, like, or I'm just doing stupid shit. I'm just doing my impulses. They're like, this is not me at the same time, because I'm like, but this is like, it's not me, but it's me. But it's not me. I'm not choosing to do this, but it's not me. Like, but it's me. Like, it's confusing. And sometimes people have a wrong image of me.
Mm-hmm.
And usually because when I do text to people, actually people can actually see a more accurate version of me.
Yeah, even on call.
hmm
Even on call.
Because because we because I think I don't have because I don't know.
I do agree. I feel like it's way more demanding being with you in person in terms of the energy it takes from me. than texting or calling. Like even calling,
Yes,
like
yes, yes, yes.
I can easily be on a call with you for 3 hours. It's okay. I will probably get more tired from being 20 minutes IRL with you than 3 hours on call.
Yes. And I was feeling guilty when on
Oh,
Monday because
when we met,
oh
yeah.
no.
I
Hmm.
mean, but listen, you got me in a day in which I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
out
I
of
don't.
painkillers. I was with an
Yeah.
extreme headache. I could not
Hmm.
focus on what you were saying to save my life to start with. And like what I had to do was like I would just let you talk and like replay the things then on my head and choose if I could memorize them or just send them away
Yeah.
because I couldn't memorize everything. So I was just
That
like
actually
do a
made me feel
selection.
less bad, to be honest, because I was like, oh, but they're in a bad day, so it's not like that bad. It's
No, I was in a
it's
terrible
very bad
day.
still because
I was in
it's still
no, I
very bad
was in
because I was
a
waiting. Sorry.
no, I was in a terrible day. Like I was
Hmm.
having a bad. I was having a bad.
It was having a bad no because it made me feel bad in the sense like okay, but they're in a bad day, so it's kind of like. But at the same time, I'm like, oh no, but I'm wasting even more energy. I'm taking even more energy out of them. So it was like,
Yes, but the more you start thinking that, the more you're gonna try to compensate on that, and the worse you're gonna make. So just chillax.
mm-hmm.
Because the more you try to compensate, the more you're gonna be like, oh, I need to do something to distract this person, and then the next step is you're gonna info dump me 10 minutes straight on the thing I know zero about.
I feel so bad.
You don't need to feel bad. Come on. I guess I'm just trying to guide you on that.
Mm-hmm. No, I
Because
appreciate it.
I know you don't really control that. I know it's really just whatever you feel like doing, you kind of do it. But like yeah, Monday I just was not
You
I was not able to control how I presented, how I reacted, or even how much I could engage or not, and how.
and I was like, so basically, it felt like I'm going improv all the time, and it's very tiring actually for me. It's just for me. It's like I had to go improv all the time. It's been like no. So I feel like
So
ASMR right now. Um, so I feel like it's really scary that I'm having so many impulses at the same time and so many thoughts at the same time, and I cannot deal with this in person because literally it's more demanding of me. Actually, trying to. Uh, it's because I was in a specific environment because I was with you. I was like it was
mm-hmm.
dealing with a lot of things at the same time. I was like, and I had to deal with my own shit, and I had what, and I had to.
Sorry, Jessica just typed in chat. Please make a T-shirt that says chillax. I kind of died.
And then, guys, also it's been said here. I don't know which one it's which peep it said, but apparently, I can't eat drink milk for shit is a thing that's been said here. I'm not going to say who said it, but it's a thing that was said here.
Oh,
Just
I can just type quote there. That was a thing that happened today. I can't eat milk for shit, said Sir Humble.
yeah, but yeah, oh, I'm surprised how what different I am right now from comparing to what
Mm-hmm.
people see in my IRL. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, definitely.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like
The
I'm
way
a
you
different
present
person.
yourself is very different, but it's not always because like
Hmm.
last time we okay, not last time, but when we met closer to where you live, you were way more grounded overall. Oh,
Closer. Hmm?
yeah, when we met like uh a couple months ago, I don't remember. It was before I had my surgery, so it was more than a couple. Um, we went for a big walk and all that. Like we spent quite a
Oh,
time together, and it was pretty chill. You were pretty just chillax, just vibes.
Ah, okay, okay. No, it's not
So
the way
it
they're
don't,
thinking.
no, it don't always get like that at all.
Usually, if I get very jittery, it's because I'm in a cycle, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was before, I was during, or it's afterwards. Also, my wife probably kind of. Yes, I'm not as jittery with my wife because probably I can control it. I don't know why I control with you way more,
Yeah,
but
Sophia, you tell us. You tell
I don't
us.
know. I don't know. But you can sense that I'm not very there. I'm very distant. No, I mean, I can actually give, I can still be very present. Person can still feel that I'm present, but it's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I never felt
uh,
like you were not present. I give you that.
it feels like I'm lost somewhere.
Also say that.
It's like,
Maybe I need to sleep. I have
yeah, you
six
need.
hours and a half to sleep.
Yes, yes, yes. Please, please, please sleep. All right.
I
All right.
I am unsure on who we're gonna raid because reasons. We're probably just gonna raid Ella.
Ooh.
Cause it's the only person that I know that is online. How do I? Oh, right. How do I raid, guys? How do I do raid? God, I am so bad at Twitch sometimes. Don't tell anyone that I'm a streamer, okay? You've never seen it. You've never seen this
Though,
toad
though,
online.
though this is not a streamer.
No.
It just films himself just playing the violin, but it's not a streamer.
Yeah. Nope.
And it films for other people, but it is not a streamer.
Go sleep, Toad. I will also sleep. Thank you.
I was also sleep
Raid
because
message.
yeah.
That's it. Anyway, guys, we will be on again next Wednesday at the same time with other topic. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what, but we'll figure it out. So yeah.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya. Bye bye.
You.